Oh, not a good delivery. He's asking the question. Not out, says the umpire. One gone is 10 for no loss.
What would you say to that over? He's bowled beautifully. Three deliveries in this area. Once again, a nip backer. Hit him on the thigh pad. Couple of occasions he hit him on the bread basket, but still went for 10. This is the thing with Raheem Cornwall. You just give him any room or any loose stuff, he'll pounce on you. Although sometimes I feel like if you're Ahmad Alam batting with him, you really have to think what do you want to do because you can hit a good shot and you may not get a run on it. So all you're doing is literally when batting with Raheem Cornwall, you have to look for boundaries yourself.
So Saad bin Zafar has been given the ball. No Isan Adil for the time being. And so they've opted to go for left arm spin. So Ahmad Alam, the man on strike. We've seen 10 off the first over, 6 and a 4 off the bat of Raheem Cornwall. And a good start here from Saad bin Zafar, former Canada captain Shaw Faisal. You were telling me that uh, we've got the former or maybe present Namibia captain here also. We saw Rohan Mustafa during the course of minor league. So a couple of associate captain in the mix. Ball into the offside. Couple of good balls there from Saad bin Zafar.
Yes, Saad is very experienced. He's played at a higher level too. That's a change in tactics though, because generally Hassan Adil bowls with the new ball for the Kingsmen X.
Yeah, this over's gone very well for Saad bin Zafar. We've seen 3 dot balls. Trying to make up for an over that has gone for 10 from Ghulam Modasir. And so far, Kingsmen having won the toss, electing to bat. Things have gone 10 for no loss. We're into the second over. And look at that, another tidy delivery here from Saad bin Zafar.
He's dropped onto an immaculate line and length straight away. Ahmad is a very good player of spin. He does possess power of his own too. The credit to Saad so far. He's kept him quiet.
Cut away into the offside. Has he found the gap? Yes, he has. And that's gone away for 4. Lovely shot off the back foot from Alam. Give him width. Give him some length. And that's 4 runs.
It's not much of a gap down on that side, square of the wicket on the offside, but Ahmad was able to find it. Look at that, those two fielders pretty close to each other, threading the needle. Ahmad Alam, good player of spin.
Yeah, the second over comes to a close. A good one here from Saad bin Zafar. Only 4 conceded. 2 gone. It's 14 for no loss. So 14 for none. 2 overs gone. Shaw Faisal. The big man, Raheem Cornwall, will be on strike, and Ghulam Mudassir will continue. We saw a very good contest in the last over. And over the still went for 10. Saw 6 and a 4 off the bat of Raheem Cornwall. Oh, look at that. Into the offside and gone. So Raheem Cornwall looking to ramp it over the keeper's head. Doesn't succeed. And in the end, a catch for the keeper. And Raheem is gone 14 for 1.
Yeah, look at that funky little scoop or ramp, but it was taken and the wicket has fallen. So this is a big one for the Kingsman X. The gentle giant Raheem Cornwall has departed without doing much damage today, thanks to wonderful bowling from Ghulam Mudassir. And now Kingsmen are 14 for 1. Keep it shine, Jan. It look different. Yeah, it's Osama ball. It's Osama.
So 14 for 1. Rakim gone. And Ghulam Modasir has picked up one shot. Faisal trying to go a little bit funky there. And in the end, Osama Bal, the keeper. Typically, Shayan Jahangir. Typically, Shayan Jahangir is the man with the gloves, but they have gone with Osama Baluch. Osama Bal. So 14 for 1 at the moment. Milind Kumar gets a promotion. He comes out at number 3. And it's really a high position for Milind Kumar, but he's such a capable batter. And he comes in here at 14 for 1.
Yeah, he was guiding the run chase yesterday. Almost saw his team over the line. In the end, they had to go to a super over.
So we've seen a very good start here from the X. Oh, look at that. Pitched and left Milind Kumar. He doubles at it. And it goes through to the keeper, Osama Bal.
It's a no ball though. Ghulam Mudassir has overstepped. And he'll have to pay a huge price for that. Show this a little slowly. Slowly, the last one. A little slowly.
So no ball delivered by Ghulam Mudassir. And here is the free hit ball will come into Bolton Milind Kumar. What a relief from him. Not yet faced a legal ball. So here is Ghulam Mudassir to the free hit ball into the onside, and Milind Kumar is off the mark and running. 16 for 1.
No ball from Ghulam Mudassir. Long way over. Really gives it his all, Ghulam Mudassir. He's quite pacey. I know the wickets haven't been the quickest here in this championship, although they have gotten better and better as the championship has progressed. Today, pretty decent surface. We saw 153 scored in the first game, and some Parmi were good value to chase that down into the 17th over of their innings, after which they really capitulated in that 18th over.
Yes, Shaw Faisal, and we saw a very good over from Saad bin Zafar. So can't say that that the Pacers have really pushed them back. Even Saad bin Zafar, in fact, his over's gone only for 4. And you look at this one from Ghulam Mudassir, has gone pretty well. Picked up the wicket of Rakim Cornwall. We've seen a no ball, but other than that, it's still been a very tight one here from the left-arm pacer. Still a long way to go, and Milind Kumar, you get the feeling that he's come out here with a given a promotion, a couple of notches. It usually comes at 5 and 6. Look at that, turned into the onside. They go through for 1. Runs are coming by really some really turn into the offside and onside for the time being. Good stuff here from Ghulam.
He's getting a little bit of movement as well into the right-handers. You saw how he tied Rakim Cornwall in knots in that first over, and this one as well. Thick inside half of the bat, coming with the seam, with the arm into the right-hander. Ghulam Mudassir working hard on the ball as well at the same time. He's got a very good first-class record as well. Very young still, more than 100 wickets at first-class level.
Hello, yeah, very pacey delivery, signal wide, and you get the feeling that Milind Kumar, is he suited for a role like this, batting that early? Let's take another look here at this ball outside the off stump.
Nice run up there from Ghulam Mudassir. Very smooth. So the beginning of it from a side-on angle.
Yeah, I get the feeling that Milind Kumar is well suited to come out in the early stages of the innings and try to repair an earlier damage. Still a long way to go. He's more of a touch slash stroke play of a player going down the leg side. Osama does well to probably prevent 5 wides.
For the Sama and Ghulam Mudassir and Bonner now suggesting to the umpire it did clip And the umpire has changed his decision, now to the dismay of the batter. He didn't like it, to please everyone here. Look at the reaction from the bowler first, and then the keeper, and then Bonner as well. There you go, all in synchrony, one after the other.
Yeah, in the end, it's rule of dot ball, so still a very good over here from Gulam. He's only given up 4. This has been another tidy one. And he runs in with the final ball to Milind Kumar. Oh, that's a lovely strike from Milind Kumar for a maximum.
Don't worry about the wides, Milind Kumar says. And now he has something to say to the umpire as well, but he had plenty to say to Ghulam Mudassir. What a strike that was. You'd have to say right in the slot, but right off the meat as well. Look at it go. Almost on to the second field. 3 done, 24 for 1.
So they're going at 8 and over. Not a bad start, considering we've seen some very good bowling. We've seen very good spin and some good fast bowling from Ghulam Mudassir. Another bowling change. In fact, the first bowling change. In fact, no. Saad bin Zafar continues and ball plays into the offside and there's no runs. How good has Saad been so far, Shaw Faisal?
Yeah, very tidy. He's been bowling in different phases of the innings. Probably this is the first time in the championship where he's opened the bowling in the power play. Like we said, Ehsan Adil, Ghulam Mudassir, Akhtar Shah, they got a trio of fast bowlers, and then they got the medium pace of Hassan Mohsin as well. But Saad, yeah, doing a very good job inside the power play.
Yeah, he's bowled 8 balls already. He's only conceded 4. Now look at that, into the offside. That's gone. So that's the end of Ahmad Alam. And Saad bin Zafar strikes is 24 for 2.
Yeah, the pressure was building, and Ahmad Alam thought he needed to do something about it. This is one of his shots, the in-to-out drive over extra cover. Probably the ball got stuck in the pitch a little bit. Saad was varying his pace very nicely. And the catch was nicely taken by Hassan Mohsin. He's also a safe pair of hand. Ahmad Alam gone without contributing much. The Kingsmen are at 24 for 2. We might finally have a look at this. Nicely judged.
So Newman comes to the middle, 24 for 2. Saad bin Zafar has picked up 1, and we've seen 1 from Ghulam Mudassir. So Saad Ali is the new man in. And he comes in here, Shaw Faisal. We've seen a couple of wickets fall already. And you get the feeling that with 24 for 2, pressure on the Kingsmen team, Milind Kumar and Saad Ali out in the middle. They'll have to play very good hands here out there.
Yes, Saad Ali's he's been in red hot form lately. Minor League Championships and also in this tournament. He's really found a method to adapt into the T20 format that is generally played around this circuit here. Saad has all his life been very prolific red ball cricketer, very good 50 over cricketer as well. He's striking at 140 this year in the T20 format, so he's really made the big improvement and he's a key member of this Kingsman batting order.
So he gets off the mark quite easily there and allows Milind Kumar to comes on to strike. So any thoughts of the two Kingsmen getting another crack at the semi-final? Will be ended this afternoon, Shaw Faisal, with 1 going home.
Yeah, absolutely. So not the ideal fixture for them, but last night's loss by the Kingsmen, they really were in position to win that match. They'll really only have to blame themselves for not getting over the line last night. That was Kingsman X.
We saw a
Could
couple.
could have avoided this fixture.
We saw a couple of years ago, if you remember correctly, out at the Atlanta playing field, we saw the likes of Ravi Bopara, Samit Patel, Martin Guptill was here last year, Chris Lynn, Colin Monroe, and all these guys, and they've come with the Kingsmen brand. And one of the reasons why you might be noticing, Shaw Faisal, that they've got to put two Kingsmen 11 into this tournament or any tournament that they take part because the wealth and depth of talent that they have can't be fitted in one team.
Yeah, absolutely. Very competitive sides. Both of them well capable of lifting the trophy, but one of them will have to go home at this stage of the tournament. 4 done, 26 for 2.
And we saw last year the Kingsmen brand got into the semifinal. It was pretty high scoring, 207. In fact, 215 to 207. Sharjil Khan was so outstanding last year. Martin Guptill got among the runs, and in fact, the top order between Sharjil Khan, Martin Guptill was enough to carry them through to the tournament. They got into the final and they won.
Yeah, these players that you mentioned are really good value for any team if they play, especially at the top of the order. They can take any bowling apart. But keep an eye out for this man, Lenny. Akhtar Shah is into the bowling crease. He's probably, with the naked eye, I feel like probably the quickest bowler of the tournament.
So,
I don't know if you will agree with me or not, but keep an eye on for this man.
well, we've seen some quick stuff from Ghulam Mudassir. We've seen Isan Adil bowled a lot of heat. Keon Joseph was quick this morning. Let's look at Akhtar Shah. And a play and a miss outside the off stump from Milind Kumar. 26 for 2. Still a long way to go. 95 to win. And Shaw just to round up talking about the Kingsman brand. 95 balls remaining. So and speaking about the Kingsman brand, they won minor league this year.
Oh yeah, they did.
Chicago Kingsmen. So they've really dominated these local tournaments, and here they are. But one will fall. Seen a good start from Akhtar Shah. We've seen very good fast bowling in this game, and we've also seen Saad bin Zafar. Here is Akhtar Shah. Oh, good slice. That's gone away for four. Off the bat of Milind Kumar, and he has taken on Akhtar Shah.
With an offer, and with that kind of pace, it will fly. Probably didn't come off the middle of the bat. One bounce over the fence. The third was there lurking around, but didn't have enough time to come around. Milind Kumar, like I said, he spent plenty of time in the middle yesterday. Very familiar with the conditions.
And so we were talking off here, and sometime pace of a bowler is sometimes perception.
It can be the way the batters react to it.
I want to tell you that Akhtar Shah is slow. It's based on the shot that Milind Kumar played on him into the onside this time, and they go through for one. But yes, we've seen some really good fast bowling in the earlier stages, and we come down to the last set of games here. And the Pakistani boys have really brought their level of fast bowling to Atlanta. And for the next 2 days, we're keenly awaiting the better ones to really come through. Saad Ali comes into strike. Oh, flicked away. That's a lovely shot. Over square leg. And that has gone away. We'll wait and see. Gone for four. Another lovely strike from the Kingsmen batters.
Just the minimum of effort from Saad Ali. Just the roll of the wrist. A leg stump half volley, yes. But the grace and poise and the balance of Saad Ali was top class.
And Shaw Faisal, while we talk about fast bowling, some batters love them because that's when you get those shots in pretty well. Angling down the leg side, and the big flick comes up. And look at that. Along the ground. Could pick up a couple of runs there. Fielder will come around. And that's two lovely runs for Saad Ali. Lovely shots.
Yeah, once again, great piece of timing. He's not spending any energy on that. It's just the flick. Akhtar's angle, right arm over the wicket. It's really playing into the hands of Saad. That has been too full and too straight in this over, having given him the big build up.
So final ball in an over that has gone for 11 so far. And flicked away. 4 more runs off the batter. Saad Ali down the leg side. Can't bowl there. And the pace will be used against you, Saad Ali, for another 4.
Saad's balance has been perfect. Just a classic leg glance. Once again, too straight, too full. And a player of Saad's caliber and quality is not going to spare you. Boundary to finish off over number 5, 41 for 2. Yeah, he was one fast, but it's a wrong line. Inaccurate fast bowling is how to get this out stuff. You can this is really. I should. I know.
And again, an esteemed pleasure to be in your company.
Oh, jeez.
As you
Look,
know,
are you going to do that every time? Are you going to do that every time?
because it is indeed a pleasure every time. So, it's always good to be honest and truthful. Excellent game we have on our hands here.
Well, smoke down the ground and 4 more. I'll tell you what. You've seen this man Milind Kumar over the last couple of days. You saw him what he did in the power play at the back end, or I'm sorry, at the end of the game last night to send the game into a super over, and he's now in a hitting mood. It looks like 49 for 2 is your score. Milind Kumar is make that 21 from 11 balls, faced 3 4s and a 6.
Yeah, wonderful looking shot there from Kumar. Certainly got enough height and elevation to go over that fielder at the mid-on region and spread along the lush green carpet here at the Paramveer Sports Complex. Very wonderful conditions for batting.
By the way, we never did announce as the players jog through for a single who the new bowler is. It's going to be Umer Khan, left arm orthodox, replacing one left arm orthodox replacing another. Former Canadian captain Saad bin Zafar is the man who opened the bowling from the northern end of the ground. Umar Khan being treated a little bit rudely here. 9 runs from his first 3 balls.
Thus far, he has bowled in 3 innings of the 4 matches that they have played. Only picked up 2 wickets and the economy of 7.6 per over.
I want to get your opinion on Saad Ali, and Lord knows, I hope I'm not just now jinxing him. Very easy on the eyes. Seems to have all the time in the world to play all the shots that he wants to play. And I just want your opinion as somebody who plays a high level of cricket yourself and who knows what a good batter looks like. I want your opinion on him.
Yeah, definitely. Take a look at it after this delivery from Umer Khan.
Oh, cheeky. A little bit of a late cut. Lawrence Rowe would have been proud of that. Frank Worrell would have been proud of that. You don't know who Frank Worrell is.
Of course I do.
2 more runs down to deep third. I know you do. I was
You
just
mean the
messing with you.
legendary 3 Ws?
The legendary 3 Ws themselves.
Worrell, Walcott, and Weeks.
Oh my goodness, yes.
So as you mentioned, Saad Ali, a very technically proficient batsman.
Mhm.
He haven't been able to score as much runs as you'd like thus far. And as we say that, another wicket goes down. A very, very soft dismissal. I was just waiting to see the reaction because the ball passed the outside edge of Milind Kumar's bat as he advanced down the wicket. And look at the amount of turn here, Brian. Basically beating him all ends up. Really no chance. And look at the keeper. He just waited to tip the beers. And Milind Kumar didn't even bother to ground his bat. He was just resigned to the fact that I'm out.
Oh my goodness. So obviously I would have missed that live. I'm glad for you supporting me in that effort. Beautiful delivery. Exactly what you want to do as a left arm orthodox. Got some flight, got some bounce. You certainly got the turn. And when you go past Milind Kumar in that fashion, you know you did something good. End of six. Power play is done. 53 for 3.
New batsman in. It's Ramiz Raja Jr.
Mhm.
Of course, the junior indicating that he is in fact the son of the great Pakistani cricketer Ramiz Raja. Is that so?
I don't know if it's the same one. And I've never gotten full clarification on that.
Good.
My
That's
default
why I said
position.
I'm just confirming if it is. Do not want to speak with any authority there, but
And you sounded like you needed the
of
confirmation.
course, and I know with your vast experience
Oh,
and knowledge
geez.
of these players, definitely you would be one to give us that indicator.
Interesting. Now we seem to be making a change. Are we changing keepers? Okay, so beforehand
I think
it
there was an
was
injury to his finger,
oh, oh man.
and he's just indicating he's pointing to there. Actually, you can actually see his thumb looks bent, and it seems painful indeed. Hope it's not too serious.
So Osama Bal. Interestingly, when we received the team sheets, we were told that Shayan Jahangir was the keeper. Shayan Jahangir, somebody who I know very well, who is from Houston and who is also on the USA cricket team. Very handy wicketkeeper batter. These days plays more in the field than he does behind the stumps, but more than capable. So unfortunate that Osama Bal has that injury, but you're not losing anything by putting Shayan Jahangir behind the stumps.
Yeah, well, most certainly we saw him wicket keep one game. He was in the outfield another game, and on both occasions he did really well. So by all means,
Mm.
he's very proficient as a fielder, and we all know his amazing ability as a batsman, which we'll see featured in the second innings of this encounter.
Oh my goodness, yes. So this is partnership was actually developing into something special. It appeared to be anyway for a while there. Partnership for the third wicket was worth 29 runs, but since that has been broken, I have to do something different here. Now, this is interesting. And I heard the esteemed Shah Faisal say that this man, Atar Shah, is the quickest in the entire tournament. Interesting. I don't know yet that I have the let's call it the sample size to be able to declaratively state that. But I find it interesting that he generates a tremendous amount of pace from a very, very slow run-up. Remember the other day we were talking about how to generate pace versus speed versus shoulder? He's more shoulder guy.
Definitely, and one of the things that I, in fact, researched after observing Akhtar Shah's delivery stride and momentum. Take a look at it here. You're going to see a very casual jog to the wicket, but look at the pace.
Hmm.
He's definitely generating a good amount of steam for such a easy run up, as you would say. And one of the things that the physios and different sports therapists advise is that, in fact, some of the power can actually come through your legs upon delivery, because they were indicating that in modern day, many fast bowlers, you don't see them hustling to the wicket as you would have seen back in the day when you were blistering down with speed with your left arm pace, sprinting to the wicket, as I'm sure. And these days, you see bowlers with a very casual sort of run up, but generating just on around between that 70 to 80 miles per hour region.
That is really interesting. So I would say he's sufficiently warmed up now. So anything you see from him from the rest of his spell, this has crashed away through backward point. It's going to be close to the boundary. Oh, good work on the boundary there. Good diving stop. I believe that that's Saad bin Zafar, who, in fact, that's Umir Khan. A good long sprint and saves a couple of runs.
Excellent feeding attempt. As you can see, that delivery was full and wide, driven nicely just past that field at point, and just out of the picture. Now he's entering. Oh, Really good stop there. Could have been awkward indeed. In fact, he got his hand to the ball and it
Mhm.
went in between his legs, hit one of his boots, but thankfully it stopped before it went to the roof.
By any means necessary. Hermes Roger plays this one well, dropping it down to short fine, a short third for a single. I am interested, as I said, in your opinion on Sad Ali. I'm also interested in your opinion on Ramis Roger Jr. because the runs that he scored recently, meaning throughout the minor league playoffs last week and this tournament so far, are not for me an indicator of the player that he is.
Well, similarly for both of these batsmen, as we said, Sad Ali, unfortunately not getting as much runs as he would have liked in this tournament thus far.
Mhm,
Only 40 runs in the 3 innings with one not out.
mhm.
That's a very wide delivery. And with an average of 20, it certainly doesn't speak to his ability because the way he shapes up, the way he sets himself
Mhm.
whenever the bowler is approaching, and you can see an example of that here. Very composed, very calm, and even in that instance, I think, you know, unfortunately not connecting with that delivery, but sometimes it's not about your ability or your technique, but your confidence and your
Mhm.
mental strength. And as you mentioned, Ramiz as well, his scores have not been reflective of his ability. So probably just going through a difficult patch.
Slash and a miss outside off. That was a good carry through to the keeper. So I'm not quite ready to be where Shah Faisal is to say he's the quickest in the tournament, despite his first name being Akhtar. And I would not be surprised to know that that's why he was named Akhtar after the great Shoaib Akhtar. For my money, the quickest bowler in the 90s and early 2000s. But he does generate a lot of pace and got some good carry on that last one. One ball remaining here in over number 7. Slow delivery. All the time in the world, though. Saad Ali playing it into the deep. Square leg cleans up. 1 run coming there. 6 runs from the over. 45 have come from the last 5. The score after 7 is 59 for 3.
So you can see just even with that delivery, Brian, a lawful toss, and normally a batsman who is in form would have easily dispatched that to the boundary, whether it be in the backward square or the deep mid wicket region, and just cautiously tucking that one to the leg side, maybe just an indicator of the fact that he is just taking his time to face a couple of deliveries, get himself in before he looks to play any more expansive shots. No better time at this stage. We're in the knockout phase of a tournament. It's win or go home essentially, and when best to find your form, if not now.
If not now, when? If not me, who? So these two batters are probably, I would say, the last two, and this sounds very strange, but the last two out and out batters. Everybody else comes after is combination batter bowler. I would imagine that you'd see Hamad Azam next. I'd imagine that you'd see the other hitters later. This is played down to square leg for a single. But I would think that this pair would want to set platform, put together a partnership of around 45, 50, and then you take the game into the back end of the innings. So the blasters, the Hassan Khans, and the captain Hamad Azams, and the Omeda, not Omeda Sip, I'm sorry, Said Said Anwar Ali. Those are where your big hitters are going to come from. But this pair needs to set the target or set the total.
Absolutely spot on there with that analysis, Brian. And as you see, a close attempt at a run out, a very strong throw, and not close enough to trouble the wickets or the batsman, and safely home in the end. So at this point in the game, in those middle over phases, not yet to the halfway mark, but just approaching that point where the batsmen are a bit cautious after the power play. We know that the field is spread, the field is more along the boundary, so instead of seeing that ball running away from the inner circle, might see more ones or twos until they get those errant deliveries to put away.
Off the back foot in the air, one bounce to deep mid wicket. Sadali maybe just showing signs that he wants to start accelerating things.
Yeah, definitely seems to be getting more into the heat of the matter. Faced 11 deliveries already, and he's on 16 at this stage. Just 2 fours, healthy strike rate, and I'm sure he'll be just looking to get some confidence to gather as he increases his momentum in this batting innings.
Boy, beautiful delivery. Similar to the one that got Milind Kumar angled in from around the wicket, fight and turn going past the outside edge.
How many times have we seen that this tournament, Brian?
Look at this.
Flight, turn, bounce, and left-handers dream. Left-hand orthodox, that is.
Yes, that is an unplayable delivery. And you saw Milind Kumar, who's a brilliant player of spin, saw him dance down the track and miss that turning ball completely. Speaking of dancing down the track, Ramiz Raja launches one to the northern end of the ground over the side screen for six.
Yeah, I think that ball actually went into field number 6, if I'm not mistaken. As you can see, it went easily over the side screen. Thankfully safe from our cameraman up there.
Yes.
He's a very able cricketer himself. I'm sure he would have taken a catch if it came to him. But I was right. Over into field number 6. And my word, what a lusty blow, but an excellent example of how to use your feet when getting to the ball and striking it cleanly. 68 for 3 after 8.
Lovely, lovely looking strike. If you come out, you need to come out all the way. Milind Kumar came out, didn't quite get to the pitch, and the bite turned right past him. Here, Ramiz Raja shows that he can get to the pitch, and when you get to the pitch, play through the line, not hitting across the ball, not trying to go to long on. That's exactly how you want to play that shot.
Very true. And many times when batsmen are advancing to bowlers, right before they play the shot, they tend to lose their shape a bit.
Hmm.
Sometimes either the head just lifts a little bit and the balance is a bit off skew. That leads to the ball being skied in the air, miscued, mistimed, and could potentially lead to dismissal. But it's always about maintaining your balance, keeping your head still when striking the ball, as we saw in that execution of that maximum in the previous delivery.
So, as you listened to my spot on analysis of how to play spin bowling, you would think
I know it comes from experience.
you never heard the phrase, those who can't do, teach. I can tell you the right thing to do. I was just never able to do it in practice. But you see here, by the way, Sadbin Zafar now switching ends coming from the southern end of the ground. Cut away into the deep and goes away for four. So easy on the eyes, Sad Ali. It's the battle of the Sads. Round one goes to Sad Ali.
Excellent shot there from Sad Ali. Just waited on it. Nice, stepped in back and across and then away for four. There is a fielder outside deep cover. Had to be mindful of where he placed it. And rightfully so, got the four.
Good looking strike. Coming toward us here. A lot of work for the fielder in the deep in front of us here to do. That is a good piece of fielding by Osama Bal.
It's good to see that he's still on the field after taking off the gloves. It may have been an impact injury while he was keeping. You know, sometimes the ball can hit you very awkwardly, maybe just on the top of the finger or the side, and better safe than sorry. As a keeper, he would have to be catching the ball more often than if he's in the outfield where he can pick it up from the ground.
Well, when he was walking off, and you highlighted this, that left thumb seemed to be sticking up at a really awkward angle. I was afraid that it might have been fractured, but I would imagine that it's not fractured since he's able to be on the ground, on the in the outfield now. Shehan Jayasuriya with a little bit of a kick. Shehan Jayasuriya, who can officially be the body double for Chandapal Hemraj.
And in fairness to your defense, Ryan, you were not the only person who missed the identity of the two. In fact, a couple of the other players are on the ground. I thought they look very similar, when, especially when they have the hat and the shades on and you can't see the face.
Exactly. Pulled away into the deep. Not Shehan Jayasuriya, not Chandapal Hemraj, not anybody is going to get that one. Goes away for four.
Lovely shot there again from Saad Ali. Using a turn, waited for the ball and executed it to perfection. That's really a very easy shot and one that all batsmen would enjoy, where there's no real risk involved.
Interesting, as that's played down the ground. I don't know if we can get a replay on that, but it looks like he delivers this from about 24 yards. From behind the stumps is what it looked like to me live. Don't know if we have a time to go to that replay, but breaking out all of the different. Actually, no. So I may have gotten that wrong, but it just to the naked eye looked like he was much further back than you'd ordinarily think. Ooh, paddle sweep, Ramiz Raja. That's a good looking shot, and that's going to run away close to the boundary. I think he just pulls it back in time, but he gets two more.
And even with that innovative shot, Ramiz Raja still showed some class and technique because normally you see those innovative shots played with all sorts of flavor and essence. But Raja, on this occasion, a very nice, delicate paddle sweep, runs close to the boundary. The fielder gets there in time and touches the ball now. Feet are inside, and he's good.
Tell you what, that's a good piece of fielding. Good run and a stop by Hassan Mohsin. End of 9, 81 for 3.
We see a lovely pan view of the Paramveer Sports Complex.
Runs are flowing at such a premium that they went off the charts.
The chat disappeared because the bowlers are ready. Getting through their overs quickly.
Trouble here. There's no way. Oh my goodness, there's no way he ran himself out that quickly. Played to backward point directly to the man. He threw it back in. Where was Saad Ali going?
I'm still in a bit of shock here, Brian, to be honest, because he played it straight to the fielder, took off immediately, and the non-striker didn't seem to budge at all. You can see an excellent throw, it must be said, however, and great work from the wicket keeper
Yes.
because he took that ball in front of the stumps and was quick enough to turn and hit the wicket. Because if he was in fact behind the stumps, the batsman might have been home. A very close encounter, but he walked off with ease. I think he knew that he was out.
You would have seen Carl Hooper. You were probably, I don't know, 5 years old. Carl Hooper used to frustrate us West Indies fans in that he was doing everything so easily. Runs are flowing, looks in total control, and then gives it away in some fashion. And that's the first thing I thought of when I saw this. Under no circumstances should that have been a wicket. That's a bonus.
I always recall one of my coaches when I was younger. He used to refer to that same generation of West Indies and Carl Hooper
Uh-huh.
and said that they would have games in their hand and give it away to the other team on a golden platter.
Oh my
And
goodness.
sometimes
That's
batsmen do the same thing, give away their wickets too easily. Oh, and a beauty there from Umar Khan. The amount of times we have seen a left-arm orthodox spinner get the ball to turn squarely away from a right-handed batsman in this tournament, it certainly shows that they are one of the trump cards for any team to have.
Oh my goodness, yes. Reverse sweep over the top of the fielder at slip. Seems disinclined to go after it for some reason. And they'll get a couple of runs. Ramiz Raja wanted to steal a third. Hassan Khan says no. Wow.
But we know how much you love these type of shots, Brian. The reverse sweeps, the paddle scoops, the switch hits, and the like. I know that they are definitely amongst your favorites.
You know what I love less than the reverse sweeps and the paddle scoops? Running yourself out for no reason. The back foot Hassan Khan, by the way, you saw what he did last night. A blistering effort with the bat. Unfortunately for the Kingsmen, came in vain in that tight super over loss to the Kingsmen, not the Kingsmen, you know what I'm saying. Play
The
down the ground
Night
to
Riders
Night
United,
Riders is what I'm struggling to find. Oh my goodness.
team that was victorious this morning against Sampami. In fact, you missed a historic event in which Sohail Khan got a three-wicket maiden.
Wow.
Man of the match performance indeed, but as a fast bowler yourself, you would have been really pleased to see the effort from Sohail Khan.
Well, our spell appears to be finished. Mr. One ball left. Okay, that played into the outfield. Now our spell is finished, Mr. Keshav Bahadur Singh. It's been a pleasure. Over to
Likewise.
you, older gentlemen.
Thank you, young man.
area to be the hub of USA cricket, Shaw Faisal.
I'm glad you mentioned that because a lot of cricket for the national side is coming up in that region. The Grand Prairie will see USA hosting Nepal for a series of 3 T20Is, and then ICC Cricket World Cup League 2, the Tri-Nation series of 50-over cricket.
Oh, that stroked well over the offside from Hassan Khan and is gone for a maximum.
Yeah, too full on that occasion. Hassan Mohsin, his kind of pace and variations, at times he tends to get a bit predictable. Like I said, Hassan knows every trick that Mohsin has got, and he really capitalized on that one. So far, Hassan Mohsin has gone pretty cheap for his 10 deliveries, just 12 runs. But watch out now.
So 38 balls remaining, make that 37 now, and we come down to the 14th over. Shaw Faisal, 1 century in this tournament so far of the bat of Shihan Jayasuriya. And then we've seen we've seen 10 50s or 10 half centuries, some big ones. We saw 87 from Shayan Jahangir. We saw 76 from Chandrapal Hemraj.
They both will be action. Jahangir and Jayasuriya later on in this run chase. Mohsin closes out the over with a quiet dot. 14 gone, 110 for 4.
There we also saw Stephen Taylor has been given the captaincy of the Fire this year or this time around. 65 for him at some point. Joshua Trump, Mohammed Mohsin, Ritwik Behera, Rakim Cornwall, Norman Anwar, Naeem Iqbal. They have all scored half century.
The batting has been difficult in this year's Atlanta Open so far. Like I said, today probably the best batting day in terms of the conditions. Few other fields. Field 3 was pretty prolific for the batters. Field 2 with short boundaries, despite the difficult pitch. Saw some big scores, but this field 1 really has been tough for batters. And like I say, when I say it's the best batting conditions over on field 1 today for the tournament.
So Zia continues, straying down the leg side, helped away by Ramiz Raja. He goes up to 25. It's 115 for 4.
Yeah, boundary in every over from here could really propel the Kingsmen to that 10 and over from here till the close of the innings. That really will set them up with a good score in and around 165. That'll be formidable.
So this partnership has gone up to 34. We've got 34 balls remaining. Away Zia. Oh, into the onside. Gone a long way. Gone for 6. And again, Ramiz Raja finds the boundary. It's 121 on the board.
Yeah, the problem with part-timers like Awais Zia can get away with an over or so, but then they become very predictable. And now, first the low full toss was carted away, and this time it was right in the slot for Ramiz Raja. Look at that big backlift. And even with one hand, he's put it away. Almost a 65, 70-meter hit in that direction.
So 2 6s and 1 4. That partnership has gone up to 40. Zia again, and this one full toss and tongued out of the ground. Again of the batter, Ramiz Raja. It's 127 on the board.
Yeah, another full toss at this pace. Ramiz thought Christmas has come early. He only had to pick his spot. And no sweeper would be good enough to catch those because these are big hits from Ramiz Raja.
So this over's gone for 17. And he's not done yet. Another 6. Another 6 for Ramiz Raja. He goes into the 40s. He goes up to 43. 133 for 4.
If seizing a moment was anything, that was the moment that Ramiz Raja realized he need to cash in. Cash in he did because Awais has no answers.
Well, we've seen 3 6s. We've seen 1 4. We've seen a single 23 runs off this over. Not too sure if we have seen an over this big.
I think we did see a 28 run over as well. Can't think of which game it was, but yeah, this day and age, I mean, in these T20 competitions, This is a common occurrence. A 20 over run is literally happen every game or every other game.
So the 52-run partnership is ongoing here. 23 off this over with still a ball remaining. Here is Zia to Ramiz Raja Jr. Big swing and a miss. And they'll scamper through for what could be a bye. And that over ends with 24 off it, 134 for 4.
Come on.
Keshav Bahadur Singh, I have developed the skill over the years to jinx people with precision. So I'm not going to necessarily talk about who I am proud of in terms of how much runs he's recently put on the board. Let's just say that this partnership that is worth now 53 runs and counting is a really impressive one being developed.
Well, most certainly, right before we took our leave after the initial spell in the commentary booth, we noted that Ramiz Raja was just taking his time to get settled into the innings, a very cautious approach at the beginning. However, since then, we have clearly seen some fireworks, Brian. I mean, even though it's brilliant sunshine out here as we're live from the Paramview Sports Complex, you've seen the ball being hit to all parts of the ground, from field 1 to 2 to 3. And it just goes to show you what an exciting encounter we have on our hands. The Kingsmen against the Kingsmen X 134 for 4 after 15. How do you think the next 5 overs are going to pan out?
What a platform. Earlier, remember me talking about the fact that they needed to set a platform. The platform is well and truly set. And I heard when Shah Faisal was talking, and we missed this, or I missed this because obviously I had an errand I needed to run. So I missed the fact that the captain Hamad Azam is not in the lineup today. Apparently Hassan Khan is in the is in that chair. But Hassan Khan and Ramiz Raja, having put 53 runs on the board, would have to feel that they have the type of platform that they can launch from. And they're sprinting back for two here. That is good work. And more to the point, I mentioned his name earlier, Anwar Ali Khan. You've constricted the innings now to 29 balls. So if this pair stays there, expect them to keep hitting. But when the next person is out and expect Anwar Ali Khan to come in and aim for the fences, they are really setting a platform here for a score of 190 or above.
Yeah, very well said indeed. When you have a base such as this, when you have two batsmen at the crease who are striking the ball cleanly, and you still have a couple more to come, with 6 wickets still in hand, 5 overs left, 4.5 at this stage, really, you can go for it all. And you see a switch hit already being employed, but he misses it completely. And it runs close to the boundary edge, but doesn't have the legs to go all the way. Batsmen go for one, come back for two. But just to add to your arsenal of innovative shots, look at this. If he did not switch, it would have been a wide. In fact, it looked like it was past the pitch, which could have even been a no ball
I
if it
missed
was
that
off the
live.
pitch.
Your eyes are much better than mine. I would have to ask umpire Brian Kane for an explanation later why that was not given as a wide, because you judge the line of the ball in terms of deciding whether or not it's a wide based on his original stance. So his original stance as a right-hander would, for me, mean that would have gone down the leg side. I'd really want clarification on that.
Likewise, because he treated it as if he was a left-handed batsman, given the fact that he completely switched around.
Yeah, exactly. But Brian Kane is a brilliant umpire, and I don't know if you follow him on TikTok. I'm not a TikToker, but I know enough about TikTok to know that Brian Kane is an absolutely excellent follow, and he does these explainer videos. I may ask him to treat that one with the respect that we would expect that it would deserve.
And not on the TikTok as well, you and I being around the same age
Oh,
in terms
stop.
of the technology aspect.
My cricket bat is older than you. Yeah. Pull into the deep. That is going to be cleaned up at deep mid wicket. tell you what, though, again, you're setting a platform here, and with 140 on the board, two deliveries remaining in over number 16, you're putting yourself in a position where you can really launch in these last 26 balls. Oh, interesting. Wanted a single there, rightly sent back.
16th over completed, 141 for the loss of 4. Present run rate of 8.81. And take a look here at the Manhattan, as you affectionately refer to it.
I got that from your countryman, Ian Bishop.
Of course, absolute legend in the commentary field as well as just cricket overall. And you see that the 15th over was in fact an extreme important turning point for the Kingsmen, given the fact that all of the other overs they did score at a decent run rate, but that 15th over tower essentially just signals the intent for the remainder of the innings and would give them good momentum to finish off what they started.
The Empire State Building, if you will.
Indeed.
And speaking of your countryman, I once had somebody refer to me in Houston as Budget Ian Bishop. Well, I don't know exactly how to take that.
I would say that any reference to Ian Bishop is a compliment.
I'll take it. I'll absolutely take it.
So
If
uh,
they mean a former menacing fast bowler turned respected commentator, then I'll take that.
I think that's the only way it could be meant. There's no real other comparison. And you still look fit as ever. So does Fish. So you know it's just
Okay.
like for like.
Now you, now you're just piling it on. From my boots, sitting cricket here. Last 4 overs coming up. 141 runs on the board. Partnership worth 60. Ramiz Raja, 47 from 27. 1 4 and 4 6s. Hassan Khan, not to be outdone. He's actually in about third gear given what he can normally do. 22 from 22 with 1 4 and 1 6. I'm expecting fireworks these last 24 balls.
Likewise. Especially Ramiz Raja, 47 from 27. Very well set. Hassan Mohsin.
Oh, huge backlift. And he's looking to put that into the forest in the southeast corner of the facility. Ends up just getting a single, but my goodness, that was a big windup.
He definitely waited for that delivery. Premeditated a very expansive shot, but just goes to show you sometimes the downfall of playing a cross-batted shot. He got the bottom edge, went away to the leg side for a single. The ball was full and wide outside the off stump. If he in fact just played with an open face through the offside, I think he would have gotten maximum reward for that effort and maybe a boundary. But all's well and done. A single to rotate the strike.
Sliced away over the top. That is a big hit, but what a catch. Excellent fielding in the deep. I tell you what, he does not exactly hit that as cleanly as he wanted to. He may have wanted to go more square, ends up with a really good catch in the deep. Wicket number 5.
The right timing on the jump as well. The ball was traveling with some decent pace, so it didn't really have to judge the height or anything to that extent. However, just had to time it properly, and very good catch in the end there from Saad Bin.
Saad bin Zafar with a good catch. Again, the former Canadian captain. So Hassan Khan, who I mentioned, I thought was about in second, third gear because Hassan Khan striking it at just under 100 is about 2/3 of his normal strike rate. He's usually a 150 guy. But the platform has been set, and for me, watch when this man comes to the crease. Uh, Anwar Ali Khan, saw him yesterday. He's, I would call him a bowling all rounder, not necessarily a batter as such, but he's physically very strong. If you stray onto the pads, if you're too full, he will absolutely blast the ball out of the park. So if you are the bowler, Hassan Mohsin, you're going to have to just treat him like a batter. Treat him like you want the ball to be top of off and have it going away, mix in the slower deliveries. You saw him play and miss and about 5 straight slower bouncers yesterday. Interesting times ahead. Tell you what, that's a high front arm. That one played down the ground. Shehan Surya working around from long off, cuts this one off.
Good looking shot there. Full and driven straight down for a single. And as you mentioned there, Brian, I think in modern day cricket, there's no real distinction between bowlers and batsmen anymore. In fact, everyone seems to have an all-round role to play, even though they are specialist batsmen, sometimes might be called upon to round their hands. And likewise with bowlers,
Hmm.
they have to have some sort of batting capabilities, even in the shorter, longer versions.
Of the park, deep in his crease, and that strike gets him to 50. Absolutely beautiful shot from Ramiz Raja. 54 from 29, 1-4, and that was six number five that you just saw.
Beautiful shot there from Ramiz Raja. Stepped back on a cross, and still Hassan Mohsin went full and wide outside of the off stump. In fact, I think he premeditated his line because all of the previous deliveries were just within that wide line outside the off stump. So good innovation there from Ramiz Raja using his feet and just shuffling across the crease, able to connect with that ball very cleanly. And it's now being retrieved from field number four, that is, field number three, down in the corner.
Well, okay, so now the jinx is off. I can say it. I am so happy that he's had the innings that he has had because he's been struggling. Again, in the playoffs last week in Dallas, he would hit two or three clean strikes for six and then be out the next ball. And to foresee him put together this kind of innings, and this is top edge, but going even further. Out of the park again, six more to Ramiz Raja.
In this case, I think your comments have been positive towards him and not any sort of bad luck because he really is playing a blinder for innings. Ramiz Raja, that ball stood up in the pitch too short and too slow. And he just waited on it, timed the pull shot to perfection, and got the maximum result. 6 runs added to his score and the Kingsmen as well. Going along very nicely as there's just one delivery to finish the 17th over, already 155 for 5. And as you were saying before, Brian, they will be looking to get up to that 180 mark. And who knows, with 3 overs remaining, the rate that they are going, probably push even further.
Oh my goodness. Eight and over from here takes you to 180. They'd be disappointed if they were only able to score eight and over the rest of the way.
Exactly. Their current run rate is 9.21. So 8 and over from here out would actually be less than what they're currently doing.
Mhm.
And I think they just have to continue with this confident display of batting.
Wow, huge swipe, and this is an outside edge, is it? Interesting. Say more. What did you see?
Definitely saw that ball missing the bat, missing the keeper, and missing everything except the boundary rope.
Wow. So four bonus runs. Can you make the argument that that should have been stopped? It's actually Nkrumah Bonner. I missed that when the change was made. He's the one with the gloves on. The third keeper in 20 overs. Let's see here.
It's a bit of a lackluster attempt. You see Hassan Mohsin with his hands outstretched, and even the Krumah brother with a wry smile on his face. In fairness to him, I cannot say the last time I've seen Nkrumah Bonner
With the gloves
make
on.
a keep.
Hmm.
Exactly. Uh, More so a specialist batsman, and in fact, sometimes he rounds his arm with some right hand leg break.
Yep.
But never have I seen him keep in recent time, and maybe in the early stages would have kept for Jamaica on a couple occasions when required to, but was never the called upon or premier wicketkeeper.
I will say this. As this is going to be now over 18. It's going to be bowled by Akhtar Shah. Plays this one late, runs it down to deep third for a single. I told you yesterday that recently I was one of the selectors for the Austin youth team. The primary keeper, I told you I stand back and I umpire and I watch the kids from there. But one of the keepers got hurt. I was like, you know what? I'll put the gloves on and I'll keep. That looked like me. I can't bend all the way down there to get that.
In your case, I think safety first is a better option, and no need to take a necessary risk yourselves.
Ooh, swipe and a miss. Duds into the gloves. Duds out of the gloves. But precious that ball.
Very good pace there again from Akhtar Shah,
Mhm.
and nice carry through to the keeper, collecting that about shoulder height. And you saw some neat footwork from him after the ball dropped on the ground. Just did a bit of a football skill to bring it up into the air and return it.
I wonder if Shan Jahangir is injured. I can't imagine why he would not be the one with the gloves on. This is a playoff game. 4 runs here and there can make a difference. And Bonner, I've seen him keep before, but my sense is that he's a little rusty. Well, interesting to get an explanation on that.
You see the umpire signal a dead ball as the batsman turns around and just raises his hands out inquisitively. I think there might have just been some chatter from Bonner behind the stumps while the bowler was running up, which for the viewers is not allowed when the bowler begins his run up. No one is supposed to be chatting on the field.
Hmm. I'm glad you explained that because every once in a while we are reminded of the fact sliced away into the deep. That's going to go for 4. Did he not see that? The fielder at deep point. And I'm not sure exactly what is going on here with the Kingsmen X. It appears as though this is, let's put it in American terms, a preseason game.
Well, that was Cheyenne Jahangir,
That
as you
was
just
San
mentioned.
Jahangir.
In fact, yes. And I'm just wondering if he didn't go to the ball with full force, if he's minding an injury. It did run quickly to the boundary. However,
Yes.
he didn't really take off with any sort of speed. And the other fielders were just looking at him with arms outstretched. So it's a couple of unfortunate incidents for the fielding team at this stage. And good comeback from Akhtar Shah, not letting those factors affect him and just continues with his work, trying to put the ball in the right areas. Good line and length from the fast bowler.
So 14 balls remaining in the innings. And a bit of a curious passage of play here for the Kingsmen. I should say for the Kingsmen X. The Kingsmen are dominant. 9.28 is the scoring rate. Projected to be 186, but again, I think a minimum of 190 is what they'd be looking for from here. Wraps him on the pad. Umpire Brian Kane is not interested. Scrambling through for a leg by, I believe. We'll see a signal here from umpire Brian Kane. There is a signal. Ramiz Raja dropped his bat and is rubbing his back. Remember, he got hit in a little bit of an uncomfortable place a couple of overs ago. And I don't know that that's what he is having bother him here. Being very tentative. That does not look like a man who's very healthy. Right of your screen.
He looks to be in some pain, Raja, and just so very good display of sportsmanship. One of the Kingsman X guys, always Zia, was just helping him rub his back for a bit.
Mhm. Hammered away into the deep. Shine Jahangir is after it. He will not get there. So that is a shot of authority from Anwar Ali. I told you, treat him like a batter. He will hurt you. And that is 4 to close out over number 18. 10 runs come from it. Your score is 165 for 5.
Delivery was short and wide outside of the off stump, there to be put away. Jahangir did take off quickly for this one compared to the previous delivery that went for 4, but still was unable to reach it to get anything on it. And unfortunately, it adds 4 more to the total for the Kingsmen. Kingsmen X at this stage. Definitely did want to finish strongly to pull back these 2 overs. Don't want this total to get too out of their hands. They do have capable batsmen, do have the ability to chase down targets, but psychologically, you want to finish your innings on a high. You don't want to finish your innings with the batting team going forward with the confidence after setting a very difficult total for you to chase.
Oh my goodness, yes. So well said to all of that. Over number 19 about to be bowled, and I'll tell you what, Ramiz Raja is struggling. After he played that shot, and there's a huge windup, a big backlift, and really goes through with a huge amount of effort with those shots. But then immediately after playing the shot, you see him struggling, and he's in the bottom right of your screen right now. Pay attention to that. Slower delivery into the deep, helps himself to more runs. How many of them? Six of them. Treat him like a batter. Tell me if you've heard that before.
Well, of course. I mean, from what we have seen from Anwar Ali,
Mhm.
he's playing proper the cricket in strokes. That by no means is any tail ender shot, if there's something to be classified as such anymore. Previously,
Okay, right?
we know tail enders would have held the bat awkwardly or not play shots as convincingly. No. Look at the competency of these fast bowlers.
Oh my goodness. 176 runs on the board. This partnership is worth 34, and it is blossoming as we speak. Going into the last 10, they have to be thinking 200 here, do they not? Full toss, he gets away with that. That could have gone anywhere. It's just played down the ground, and he's looking at the bottom of his bat, Anwar Ali, because he could have put that anywhere.
He's trotted himself as soon as he played the shot. Look at his reaction. Could have hit that to the offside again, showing the negatives of closing your bat face. And look at his reaction.
Mhm.
Was not pleased.
Skied, catchable, two fielders there and easily taken. So the long innings by Ramiz Raja Jr. comes to an end. You suspect that him being injured might have a little bit to do with that, but what an innings. Puts together 65 runs. He's caught at short third. Six wicket is down, 177.
Well, that delivery seemed to just have a bit of the pace taken off of it from Hassan Mohsin and full and wide outside the off stump. That area where a lot of fast bowlers tend to bowl in the depth of the innings. It's outside the reach of the batsman for that exact reason.
Mhm.
It's either you miss the shot completely, or if you do hit it, you don't get a proper connection and can lead to a potential wicket. For a moment, I was worried about the catch because the two fielders were very close to each other. Both of them were looking upwards. You didn't see any visible call,
But
nor did
not
you
here
hear.
either.
I know that we are far away from them, which is why
Yes.
usually you would see one signal to the other, put his hand up or something to that extent.
Uh-huh.
And that occasion, safely taken in the end. But it's a reminder for all of the youngsters viewing as well. Always better to call mine whenever there's a chance and two persons are close converging. Take responsibility, go for the ball, and you will be rewarded.
Mohamed Elias, slow delivery, swipe and a miss, no run. Talking about calling. A man who you know, I assume very well, goes by the name of Vinod Mamchan, talking yesterday about the fact that he's batting. Guys won. Three fielders start converging around it. He batting calls mine. The three fielders leave it, falls. He continues batting. I would say I'd want to find him. I would want to find him regardless of what level of cricket is being played. That is deserving of a fine.
I would say that will, in fact, deserve it of praise because what intelligence, what psychology on display because it worked.
Don't encourage him, please. End of over number 18. Your score is of 19. Okay, my apologies. It's all that talk about Vinod Manchan is throwing my head off. 177 for six.
It's an excellent piece of mental manipulation, Brian. You know, they say cricket is not only played with the physical aspects, but the mental.
Uh-huh.
They get into the minds of the opposition, and I think he successfully did that
I
on
would say.
such an occasion.
But here's the game here. Akhtar Shah bowling to Anwar Ali. That's a wide, well down the leg side. Tried the slower bouncer. Saw him miss it several times yesterday. That's why he's trying it here. But they would have paid attention to that from yesterday.
Akhtar Shah, yeah, definitely slower bouncer, but too wide indeed.
Mhm.
I mean, doesn't want to be going leg side with that sort of length, especially with Anwar Ali in the striking mood that he is.
Mhm. Oh, that might have been the quickest delivery of the entire match. That one was quick, fires through to Bonner at chest height, who collects it cleanly. So he looks like he's warmed up now. Look at this.
Look at the pace of this delivery and just
Not the
angling
way.
back in as well.
What the line itself, just inside the wide line. That is a beautiful ball to bowl at the depth. Deep third is in position, so you can handle that. And interesting, now they're bringing in fine legs, so you're not expecting anything short. It's going to be full and straight or outside off stump. It's exactly what he does, but it's wide again. So he wants to clean this up.
Just has to be careful not to give away too many extras in this over. Again, trying with a similar line.
Mhm.
Unlike the previous delivery, that ball held its line. The previous delivery actually started around the wide line but nipped back in
Mhm.
to ensure that it was legally within the prescribed limits.
Down the leg side, bonus runs, 5 of them. Oh no, leg buys. Let's fix something on the way through. He might consider himself lucky there. Akhtar Shah spraying it down the leg side. And do we have the third keeper who is injured?
We saw a wry smile from Bonner as he got up, and in fact, he's still on the ground at the moment. He's just. I hope it's nothing serious. I hope it's nothing injury related.
Oh my goodness.
No, the sun is baking out there.
And I'm not sure why the ball is taking the the scenic route back to the bowler.
Probably just to give Bonner enough time to get back to his feet. They're cognizant of their teammates' situation.
Oh my goodness. Next delivery. Sliced away over the top, but Hassan Adil, the man at 6'4" on the field, takes the catch. I'll tell you what, that is an important wicket. 183 for 7.
Good catch by Ihsan Adil. He had to be mindful of the fact that the boundary rope was behind him
Mm.
and just had a look before the ball came to him, ensure that he positioned his hands properly in that reverse cup position, and took it quite easily in the end. So the outside off plan works.
Yes.
The fielder deep third also works, and the strategy is effective.
Hassan Adil, opening fast bowler, played several matches for Pakistan. His third delivery of his career got Graham Smith out. You do know who Graham Smith
Of
is. Okay,
course.
just checking. So it's Ziaul Haq. No, I'm sorry, Usman Qadir, who is at the wicket. And with the left-hander at the wicket, change around in the field. It looks like the plan is still the same, just in reverse because it's a left-hander. Fine leg is inside the circle. That's Ehsan Adil. Everyone else wider. Oh, not the most technically correct of shots. They'll get a single, and they might get a second one here. That's actually the first couple of runs off of the bat this over. 2 balls remaining. 185 on the board.
Well, the fielder at short cover had a very casual reaction. He picked it up, took his time, aimed through, and there was no need because look how far the batsman was from approaching the crease. He could have thrown the ball for an easy catch to the bowler,
Mhm.
and Akhtar Shah just had to clip the bails, but wanted to direct it, probably going for that fame and glory.
Scoop shot over fine leg for 4. You don't expect a number 9 to come in playing a scoop shot on his second ball.
Bravery at its finest, Brian. Look at his face as well. I think he didn't expect it either. He probably said, I'm going to try something. Why not at this stage? And he played it like a top order batsman.
Yes, he did. By the way, let's be reminded that Usman Kadir is the one who was hit that ugly injury on the head yesterday. Straight drive up to his own bowling, and he had no time to put his hand up, and it hit him flush on the forehead. So the fact that he is out there playing right now, in and of itself, is a beautiful thing. Last ball of the innings. Looks to play this one away. They'll steal a bye as not collected by Nkrumah Bonner. And so they get all the way to no more runs. What is going on here? So two buys a sloppy end to the innings. It feels in the field for the Kingsmen X. And the Kingsmen get all the way to 191.
Just getting over that psychological mark of 190.
Mhm.
We knew that 180 would have been an even 9 runs per over. This just pushes it up to 9.55. Means that the Kingsmen will have to look towards a total of 192. The Kingsman X will be needing to chase. So let's have a recount of the batting scorecard. Ramiz Raja top scoring 65 from 37, 2 4s and 6 6s. Very healthy strike rate of 175.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Second top score from Saad Ali, the captain, 26 from 16 with 4 4s. And Milan Kumar with a very well played 24-14 at the beginning of the innings. 22 from 23 from Hassan Khan. And Anwar Ali with a couple lusty blows in the end as well, 13 from 8. One of the main scorers to note in this game is also extras. 20 extras in a T20 match. 9 buys and 6 leg buys. It just shows that this game of very fine margins, Brian, as we saw yesterday, as you personally witnessed and called yourself for that super over. Let's hope it does not come down to a matter of 1 run or one extra.
Oh my goodness, because you will see that easily several of those extras for me should have been around 8 to 10. And several of those were scored that should not have been. Anyway, for the bowlers, 1 wicket each for Ghulam Mudassir, Saad bin Zafar, Akhtar Shah, Umar Khan. Hassan Mohsin was expensive but ended up taking 2 wickets. And Awazia on his 2 overs, 27, 22 or 23 of those came from 1 over, where Ramiz Raja took him apart. So the Kingsmen X will be looking to lick their wounds, you would think, for the next 10 minutes or so, and then come back to see if they can chase 192 runs. Do stay with us. In the meantime, we have an interview coming up sometime very shortly. So stick and stay. We'll see you in a few minutes.
We're here at the mid innings, and I have with me Ramesh Raja, top scorer, today for the Kingsmen. 65 off just 37, six sixes. Talk about that innings.
Actually, I'm quite grateful. To be honest, I've been in good touch since the whole like a couple of months, but couldn't carried my form the way I should have. But I'm glad that it was a crucial game for us, being quarterfinal, and I'm glad that I performed today.
And the 15th over, where you took a part of India. In his first over, that was the second over. His first over, he only got 4 runs, and then 24 runs in that over of boundary, and then three sixes in a row.
Actually, me and Hassan were like we were on the crease and we were planning to attack from this end because the boundaries were comparatively shorter, and we knew Wes like we've been playing together for so many years, so we knew him and the way he bowls, so we wanted to attack him, and luckily we performed.
Yeah. Now, no, talking about knowing the players, I mean, how has this game been? Playing against Kingsman X, especially when you guys, and I also want to know, where has the management been hanging out? In which dugout? Who are they supporting more?
Actually, when we were batting, they all were in our dugout, like, and now we are going to field, so I think they're all going to support the X. And it's, more pressure because we know each other so well. We always play together. So if you don't perform in this game, so you cannot just hang out with them again. So it was more pressure game for us, and we put a good total. So I think we might defend it.
Yeah, I mean, coming in from yesterday's game, which is super over, I think today, the batting really came together. A good total on the board, and you guys have a good enough bowling lineup as well to kind of go out there batting.
Yeah, actually, pitches and pitches are here, like not that I can say high scoring pitches, but it played good today. And as you said, our about our bowling lineup, they are pretty experienced. They've bowled in different conditions and different situations. And knowing the total on this kind of pitch, I think we should defend these total.
And lastly, who do you think might be that main wicket?
I think they have like so many experienced players. They all are in good form, especially Shehan Jasuria, Shehan Jahangir, and Tejinder has played a really good inning like the whole minor league season too. I cannot just like point out one wicket. I have to like we have to take all of their batters to actually defend this total. Otherwise, they're quite capable of scoring these runs.
Well, all the best. At least one of the Kingsmen, will make it to the semi. So all the best to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Done. Good luck.
Kingsmen X can make good pace of this run chase. A huge target to chase, 192 they need. Muhammad Ilyas starting off the proceedings with a nice straight delivery. Ilyas is not very tall, he's very skiddy and quite quick through the air. Doesn't get a lot of bounce, but his strength is movement with the new ball and his strength and ability to bowl wicket to wicket consistently. Targeting that off stump is Muhammad Ilyas. Shayan Jahangir is opening the innings with Avasya. Both very prolific and very aggressive. Behind the stumps is Saad Ali. Ramiz Raja Jr. is at slips. Just did complain of slight side strain. Ramiz, so he hasn't taken to the gloves. Third delivery will get us off the mark. Shayan Jahangir with his first run. He's been in good form, Shayan Jahangir. He scored 2 back-to-back 50s earlier in the tournament.
Yeah, a long way to go. 191 to win from 117. And Shah Faisal, you're asking 10 runs and over. Mohamed Ilyas has made a very good start, but two top quality batters out in the middle. T20, you go hard, you go hard, you go aggressive, or you go home.
No options there, especially when the target is that big. It does allow you that clarity of mind. Just free up your mind. You can't have too much time to settle in and let that required run rate go up above 10, 11, 12 very quickly.
Yeah, you're right on that, and they're playing for everything in this round. We've already seen the exit of Samparmi, so another one will fall by the wayside. And so we'll go to sleep tonight knowing that there's only 4 teams remaining in this 2024 Atlanta Cricket Open season. And we know the two from yesterday, that being Clarion Eagles and Atlanta Fire. Stroked into the offside firmly from away Zia. Now, what should have been just a dot ball, he ends up getting off the mark.
Very aggressive throw there. Looks like it was Hassan Khan.
So things winding down here. We started on Tuesday. And Shaw Faisal, we're really seeing some top level cricket, and it all comes down to who will come to the big dance on Sunday. And then, of course, who will lift that championship trophy and $100,000 in prize money. Here is Ilyas. And ball turned into the onside for Shayan Jahangir. He picks up his second run. And so the first over comes to a close. A tidy one from Ilyas is 3 for no loss.
It was strange innings from Kingsmen. They struggled really for the first part, loss of wickets as well. But then in the second half of the innings, they really cut loose. I have to say some wayward bowling also came to help. $192 is a long, long way away. They have to really bat with good discipline. Shayan Jahangir has a role to play. Avazia and then Shihan Jayasuriya. He's been in good form. In fact, the only centurion of this tournament. Tajinder has had a quiet tournament by his standards.
So it looks like Osama Bal has been given the ball. Well, in fact, Milind Kumar, bowlers, I'll tell you, bowlers have a way of marking their run up and then slides down the leg side, and could be a couple of wides here. So ball going down the leg side, called a wide.
Saad Ali couldn't come around it. In fact, it went through his legs. Well, those could be long 20 overs for Saad. He's not used to keeping wickets at this level.
Well, I heard when they play in the Houston League and and in these Dallas League, they do a little bit of everything. So don't tell me that.
Well, the thing is, Lenny, every good batter who fields in slip, you would feel they can do keep wickets. As Avas has really flayed this through the offside. Nice flighted delivery. Won't go the distance. Usman Qadir, unmissable figure of Usman Qadir with a ponytail, gets to the ball. Yeah, but yeah, at this level, the demands would be different. But you could see that this game between the two sides, and they don't really care which one goes through as long as one of the Kingsmen goes through. Avazia couldn't pierce the field again. Just a single though, because Cheyenne called very quickly.
Yeah, as in the case of Cheyenne, he'll be hoping that he can at least enjoy a good knock. He goes up. I think he's been picked for international duties coming up in just about a week's time.
He had a good tour of Namibia.
Mm.
He's a very consistent performer and a very talented player, no doubt about it.
Yeah, you figure you you figure with in 2024 he's having a bit of by Jahangir standard a lean season. I recall maybe 2 years ago, Shaw Faisal, Cheyenne scored heavily everywhere he went. Another player that has scored heavily. I've seen him in this tournament, not too much among the runs is Milanta a couple of years ago. Oh, pulled into the onside. Fielder will come around. Will not get to the ball in time. Just plugged in the outfield and a couple of runs there for Cheyenne.
And that straight pull over mid-on, just slightly wide of mid-on. Shot has really come into the game because there was a car corner. He had to find the gap over the head of the mid-on fielder. Once again, the ball plugs into the outfield. Any high ball that has gone and landed closer to the boundary fence, just plug in here. The rolling shots all along the ground, especially if you bounce it off the square with the first bounce, they really travel good here. Nice carpeted outfields here at the Paramveer Sports Complex.
So big appeal. Umpire Brian Kane shakes the head. And that completes the over from Milind Kumar. So two gone. It's 10 for no loss.
It hit him on the back leg, but in the view of umpire Brian Kane, he got himself outside the line. Milind Kumar could not believe it. Two done, 10 for now.
So Ilias will continue. Away Zia will be on strike. Both batters out in the middle. They're on four, chasing a hefty. Oh, ball them, clean them up, knock the off stump out of the ground. And away Zia finds it unbelievable.
Elias is quite quick through the air. He's not very tall. Won't get a lot of bounce. Skiddy. And it skids on. Hit the off stump halfway down. Out of the ground. Vestia could not believe it. But he'll have to tell his story walking. Because that is pretty conclusive. 10 for 1, Kingsman.
Tajinder. So Tajinder Singh comes to the middle, 182 left from 107 balls, still asking over 10 runs on over. And Shaw Faisal, from the look of things, Kingsmen could find themselves heading to another final here in 2024.
Well, semi-final first, and then they will have the opportunity not just to go to the final, but lift the trophy. If they find their A game, this is the business end of the tournament, so you have to peak at the right time.
Yeah, we saw a big knock from Ramiz Raja, who got 65, really batted well. And he came in at a time in which we were projecting the scores to be around 140, 150, and it ended up to be very close to 200. Into the offside, a bit of misfield, and straight away, Tajinder Singh gets off the mark. It's 11 for 1.
If you notice the limp in Tajinder Singh when he was fielding, you can see he's feeling that left knee already. Only his first run. Didn't
Yeah.
really have to sprint, but still, you could see he's gingerly walking.
Yeah, I love to see Cheyenne get among the runs and get into some form for international engagement coming up. US takes on Nepal. Look at that. Well bowled from Mohammad Ilyas. Although with 181 still to come, he's firing in these Yorker delivery at pace, Shah Faisal.
Yes, he's a wholehearted cricketer. He's very fit and strong, young. I believe he's not more than 23, 24, so his best years are ahead of him. Excellent run up, great gather.
Yeah, you're right on that. I was just going to make the point. Look at that run up.
We're actually at the best vantage point to see the run ups from this end when the bowlers are running in. Slightly angular view for us. We see them gallop and then the gather, the leap, and the follow through.
Let's see, Sohail Khan reminds me a little bit, a little bit, and don't a little bit of Abdul Razak runs in.
That'll be a good look of that run up from Ilyas.
Yeah, our technical man there running, making sure we get all the angles that we talked about. Well done. So leg by is the signal. Could be, yeah. Leg by is the call.
Must have seen the improved broadcast this year as well at the Atlanta Open T20.
Yeah.
Various angles showing you the pictures from different angles. And the work goes behind the scenes to make this possible. Vinod Mamchan and his team, production crew of Cricket 360, have really put in a shift throughout this championship.
Yeah, cameras all over the place. Wanted to make sure that I threw my bottle in the right bin with so many cameras around. Oh, that's driven into the onside, not timed by Shaya Jahangir, and so the third over comes to a close. It's 13 for 1. So decided
It's on the seeds. When I get my phone, I'll check and let you know. The seedings, they carry the seedings from the group stages.
So 13 for 1, 3 gone. On the holding change as we see Milind Kumar has been replaced, and we'll pick up that bowler's name. Tajinder Singh will be the man on strike. 13 for 1. They need 179 from 102 balls. Still asking almost 11 runs are over here, Shaw Faisal. Cricket continues tomorrow, the big semi-finals.
Again, 3 semi-finals finalists are confirmed. Hasib Azam has been welcomed to the bowling crease by a boundary. Hasib is replacing Hamad Azam, his brother. Tajinder Singh Got one slightly wide. Found the gap. It's very heavily populated field. Just behind square on the offside is a point, a backward point, and a short third, all in close proximity to each other. But Tajinder was able to find the gap.
Yeah, lovely shot from Tajinder. And look at that, through the offside again, and that's 4 more runs for Tajinder Singh. 21 for 1.
Stuttering run up from Hasib Azam. You see that his approach was hampered. You see there's little broken steps, and it was a nothing delivery, really. Wasn't anything on it. Short and wide, and plenty of opportunity for Tajinder to smack it in front of square. The innings gaining a bit of momentum after a slow start.
Yeah, still requires over 10 runs and over. Into the offside, the throw comes in. They're asking Brian Keane, and he'll have to make a judgment from what he sees and what he knows.
Well, could be a very interesting replay. Talking about the extra angles that we have, you might get to see the use of some of those. It was Hassan Khan. You take a risk at this man's arm, at your peril. Bullet arm. He was celebrating. Out of picture was Shahan Jahangir on that occasion. We'll come back and have another look. See here, Shayan was scrambled back live. But it really didn't matter. Shayan has been dismissed. This time Anwar Ali got some fantastic fielders in the ring on the offside. First it was Hassan Khan who scared Shayan, and on that occasion Anwar Ali pouches the catch. Slow wide delivery in a nothing shot, really. Very soft dismissal. In fact, it's Tejinder who walks back. His quiet run continue in the tournament. And the Kingsmen 21 for 2. Give me
So Osama Bal comes to the middle, 22 for 2.
Baloch.
Still 170 needed from 98, so it's not going to be easy one here, but it's game on here for the Kingsmen and the Kingsmen X. The ball played into the offside. It's scampered through for 1. So Osama Baluch has gotten off the mark. And hands the strike over to Tajinder Singh. We've seen a couple of 4s in the over. We've seen the dismissal of Shayan Jahangir. And straight away with 2 wickets down, Shah Faisal. It's pressure on the X.
Tejinder was the one who lost his wicket. Beg your pardon for the discrepancy earlier.
So wide is the call from Brian Keane. So correction to that. Cheyenne is still out in the middle. It's Tajinder that got dismissed. Nevertheless, a couple of wickets fall. 2 for 24. Still a long way to go here for this Kingsman X. Playing a miss, couple of wides here off the bowling of Hasib Azam. And still a long way to go, asking about 11 runs and over. They're going a 6.5 for the time being. We've seen the departure of Awais Zia and Tajinder Singh so far.
This is confirmed.
Another play and a miss. This time a better ball here from Azam. And that completes over number 4. So 4 gone is 25 for 2.
So this is confirmed. Clarion Eagles, because they were the rank 2, and the highest ranked team that advanced was Nitro. Very, very subdued start. Required run rate. It's already gone up above 10. It started just below 10. It's 10.5 now. 4 overs done. 2 wickets have been lost as well. Hassan Khan couldn't pick it up. There was a slight hesitation between Osama Baloch and Shayan Jahangir.
So Anwar Ali comes into the attack, 4 bowler to be used. Behind Ilyas, Milind Kumar, Hasib Azam, and Shah Faisal. Where do we get 11 runs and over from the next 25 balls? Something like that.
Well, it's getting to a stage where just got to take a decision. Try and go for 1 boundary and over. Anwar Ali appealing. It seemed pretty high from the angle we're watching at. No signal as well. Probably they didn't even cross over, so no chance of a signal there. But Chan came right across his stumps. Was it in line? That was also in question. That replay will tell you. Impact outside the line. Not a lot going for this appeal.
So a couple of good balls in this over from Anwar Ali. We've seen Clarion Eagles already guaranteed to play tomorrow along with Atlanta Fire. And Shah Faisal has that kind of information, what we could be seeing tomorrow as the matchups.
Yeah, as I make it's not official, but as I make it, Clarion Eagles will be taking on the Knight Riders, and Atlanta Fire will be taking on the winner of this game rather. Both of them will be very, very good contests. I can tell you that. All 4 teams, even including the one that loses today, all 5 of them, they've got big strength and depth and a lot of quality.
So ball into the offside, challenges the fielder. He does well. Can't find the sticks. So we looked at the 3 groups and we talked about the Atlanta Fire coming out of Group A. Group B sees the Kingsmen, and we're banking on Kingsmen probably to defend 164 from 92 balls, but anything can happen. You never call a cricket game too early. You never call a T20 game too early itself. And then of course from Group C we saw Clarion Eagles and Clarion Eagles coming out of that group. So flicked away. That's a lovely shot from Shayan Jahangir. And this has gone all the way, gone for 6.
Yeah, can't afford to bowl these lines to Shayan Jahangir. Still inside the power play. Really close of the stumps. That angle was drifting away to the pads of Shayan. He obviously didn't need the second invitation. These boundaries are not too big for these modern day batters. They spend a lot of time in the gym and these big bats. We've seen some huge sixes here, Lenny.
Mm.
At times, our commentary box on that field too was also targeted.
So Anwar Ali, final ball, top edge into the offside, safe shot. And they could come back for a couple of runs. So in fact, they'll settle for 1 that will close out 5. And after 5 is 35 for 2.
Ashraf Bahadur Singh. I don't know if you heard Lemmy Chimamar right before he put the mic down. He said, "Let the young boys come back." So he was certainly talking about you. Absolutely not talking about me. 34 for two, one delivery into over number six.
Yeah, the Kingsman X need 158 from 14.5 overs. Required run rate of 10.65. Current run rate 6.58. So definitely need to get a move on with the innings at this stage.
Oh, just out of reach of Hasib Azam. Tell you what, that was agonizingly close, but it just falls as a dot ball.
Delivery literally lofted over his head. Onshore shot there from Cheyenne Jangir. Very competent batsman, but I think he was just undone by the awkward bounce. And a tall man indeed, but over his fingers, even though he died for it.
Yeah, easily you could see there on that replay there was a leading edge. He's looking to work it away on the leg side. Talked about how big these modern day bats are. Edge is almost the same size as the bat face. This is clipped to backwards square for a single.
And just to add to that point about the modern day bats, right? Not sure how recently you have lifted one, but the willow is thicker and it's actually
And it's
lighter.
half the weight of the typical one that I used to use. No, having said that, I did we talk about bats and customization the other day?
Yes, we did.
Yes, so I ended up using a much, much heavier bat. But you're exactly right. The bat is, you know, a few years ago, the ICC said, okay, the bat face can't be exactly the same size as the edge. So they put some regulations in, but the thickness of the edges is such that, combined with the power of the modern day players, smaller day grounds, all of that combines to have so many more sixes in the modern day game as we did when we were in the 70s and 80s. Good delivery. Saad Ali with the good collection. Remember, Saad Ali is the substitute keeper, if you will. Ramiz Raja with a side strain playing in the field today.
Raja with an excellent knock to lead his team to that very competitive total. As you see that delivery very, very close to the edge of the bat.
Mm.
Just as we were mentioning how thick the edges are, that delivery just seemed to evade it by less than an inch.
Slower delivery. That's well bowled. Excellent. This is a much better over for Hasib Azam. One run conceded from it. His first over was over number four, and it went for 11 runs, even though he did take a wicket, but much more expensive than he would have liked to have been. This is a lot better with one ball to come. In fact, that is the end of the over. My apologies. Missed that. So, great over. One run coming from it, 35 for two.
We see a lovely shot of two players featuring from the Caribbean in this Atlanta T20 Open 2024 edition, and Kruma Bonner and Rakeem Cornwall. Bonner from Jamaica, Cornwall from Antigua. And despite being on opposition teams in this match, they're both sitting together and just having a friendly chat. The beauty of cricket, a gentleman's game at it.
You know, cricket is special when it can bring West Indian teammates from different islands together on the field and in the commentary booths.
Exactly so.
Interesting looking worm there. I don't know if we have time to put that back up after this first delivery. Slice and a miss, losing his shape there, trying Jahangir. But if we can look at that worm again, it shows that the Kingsmen X are falling behind. Look at the Shine Jahangir here, losing its shape, wanting to overhit this ball. Huge swipe and a miss. But after 5 overs, the Kingsmen had 53 runs on the board. 18 runs behind is where the Kingsmen X are right now. So they're falling behind from that standpoint. Going back to Raheem Cornwall and Nkrumah Bonner, obviously they would have played with and against each other in the West Indies setup for the last several years. Down the ground, a lot of work in the deep. Good pickup. Oh, fumbles it. You hear him yell, wanting to punish himself for having missed that. Mohamed Ilyas gives up a second run.
On the fine margins of this game. A very, very minor fumble indeed. The ball
Mhm.
didn't really go past him much, but just the fact that he didn't pick it up cleanly and get the throw in one time, batsman were able to come back for two.
So, been to Antigua a few times. I was amazed to find out that a significant, disproportionate percentage of the population is actually from Jamaica. I was very surprised to find that out.
Likewise.
Powered away, but straight. In fact, that is Ramiz Raja himself we mentioned. Look at the throw, and that is the right side that is aching. So not much on that throw. He typically has a bullet throw from the deep. He's the regular keeper, but when he's in the field, he can easily hit the keeper from where he is right now. Has a really strong throwing arm, but nothing near that right now.
Yeah, that side strain, despite the difficulty that he's facing, still on the field and still willing to give the all for his team. That sort of commitment is exactly what the Kingsmen would need to bring this match home if they are able to secure victory.
Unworldly Khan into his second over. Hammered straight towards Ramiz Raja again. Look at that effort. There we say it. There we say it. This is what you want to see from your senior player who is absolutely in pain, throwing himself around on the ground and getting that one back in.
What I like even more about this attempt, look at the timing of the dive. If he timed just too soon or just too late, he would have missed that delivery.
And if we can see that again, look at him grimace after he throws this ball from the boundary. Look at this. Coming back in. Look at the grimace after he throws it. Look at this. Wow. Absolutely painful. You know that that is painful, but he is putting everything in for his team. Apologies, gentlemen, for playing director there for a second. But I think it's a story that has to be told. He is really putting it all out there in an effort to make sure that the Kingsmen X don't get this total.
Yeah, definitely 150% out there from Ramiz Raja Jr. with the bat initially and now at the field. You see Jahangir just signaling to the tent. Might probably want a replacement bat.
Last ball of it over here for Anwar Ali Khan. Start delivery. Pulled into the deep. That should just be a single, you would think. Good clean pickup by Ahmad Alam. And that is the end of over number 7, 41 for 2.
That required run rates just rising ever so steadily as we do get to see the worm here again. You can see the tails of both teams. The first worm definitely went up in the ascendancy as the Kingsmen were able to reach the 191. Very formidable target. The second worm Kingsmen 40 for 2 at this stage. 2 wickets just around the same phase of the
Mm-hmm.
innings for both teams.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately, Kingsman X not scoring as rapidly as the Kingsmen were, leading to that difference in the required run rate and the current run rate at this stage.
Maintaining that 18-run gap between the first inning score for the Kingsmen and the current score for the Kingsmen X at the end of over number 7. The Kingsmen were 59 runs to the good as of right now. The Kingsmen X on 41 runs on the board. So they need, as you said, they need to score almost 2 runs every ball the rest of the way. 11.62 is the required rate. Scoring at 5.86. So they need to essentially double the scoring rate that they have right now. Hasib Azam to continue. So you've seen Hamad Azam bowl, Hasib's brother. It's uncanny how their actions are similar, which tells you they both grew up in the same house, both playing the same game. It is really uncanny to see how their actions are similar. Even though I would describe Hasib's as a little bit more herky jerky. Ahmad's is a little bit more fluid, but at the point of delivery, they look like the same person right there. Very full down the leg side. Did that flick something on the way through?
I think it must have. We're not seeing any signal from the umpire.
Yeah, Brian Kane not interested in doing anything, but there's the action again. Let's see here. Hmm,
Not sure.
Shell there.
Yeah, it's a difficult one to tell, but
Mhm.
by Kane with the best view
Yep.
from the 22-yard points.
Slower delivery, whipped around the corner. A lot of work for Usman Kadir. Good sliding stop. Saves 2 runs.
The importance of fielding in this second innings when the Kingsmen are defending that total certainly cannot be understated. I've seen several attempts within the past couple of overs where fielders are throwing themselves to all parts of the ground,
Mhm.
getting their body behind the ball, most importantly, and defending this target with all their might.
Very full. Worked away in the deep. A little bit more an easy chance here for Usman Kadir.
As you mentioned his action, you can see that he has a very high release point. He
Hmm.
holds that ball with the two fingers. The batsman can possibly see the seam from the moment that he's running in. Many fast bowlers tend to hide the seam or different variations in their actions where
Hmm.
they don't want the batsman to know. But Hasib doesn't mind the batsman knowing. I think he just has to, execute his deliveries properly, try to get into that block hole.
Hammered straight to point. Oh my goodness. He's dismissed, and I think I'll have the opportunity to feel the ball here. That was hit very hard. That is the second catch taken at cover by Anwar Ali Khan. That is the end of Sayan Jahangir. 18 for 23 with 1-6. Kingsman X on 0.4 for 3.
Soft dismissal there of Jahangir. Very competent batter and was in blazing form at the start of this tournament. And just goes to show you that cricket is played on the day itself.
Mhm.
All it takes is one delivery to get a dismissal. And he played it powerfully, but just a bit too uppishly. That ball, you could see the pace was taken off of the delivery, and the fielder was right back at the edge of the circle as well, which allowed him to take that catch. In fact, it was a very strategic placement of the fielder, because usually you may not see that fielder on the edge. You might see him just three-quarters way inside looking to prevent a single if the batsman looking to rotate quickly. But all's well that ends well for the Kingsmen, but not so for the Kingsmen X at this stage.
Well, they've done their homework on Shine Jahangir because they know he goes hard and they know that he likes playing through the offside. So that's going to be something that Shine Jahangir will go to school on because he knows his game, but he also knows that when he gets dismissed in the same way a number of times, that he'll want to take a look at that. New batter is going to be Hassan Mohsin. Hasib Azam to continue. Coming down the track. Tell you what, that's a good look, a good piece of bowling. That ball closes things out in over number 8. 3 runs come from the over and the wicket, 44 for 3.
And advancing down the wicket, first delivery Hassan Muslim, but some nice movement off of the seam as soon as it pitched there from Hasib. And Muslim, not too sure what he was thinking, first delivery advancing down the wicket, but what do we know? That's why we're in the commentary booth when these guys are out there battling on the field.
That is why we're here. So, psychologically, you've now gotten to the point where the required rate is above 12. So, any one of these makes the required rate go up. Dot balls, singles, and doubles. I know you're hungry, but the other kind of doubles. So, it becomes increasingly difficult psychologically when you know that you have to hit big from here to be able to win. The next 72 balls, you need to score 148 runs. So that's where the pressure is going to come from as you see Hassan Khan with the ball in hand here, left arm orthodox.
So to add to that psychological factor, left arm orthodox has been the pick off bowlers in this tournament, and it's now being introduced into the attack.
Oh my goodness, yes. Couple of runs here in the deep. Hassan Khan getting that one just a touch too full and too straight. But that double made the required rate go up. It's now went up from 12.3 to 12.34. So that tells you how difficult the task is going to be from here on out for the Kingsmen X. And they've lost 3 wickets.
Again, flighted a bit too much, just into the driving arc of the batsman. As he played down the ground for a single. I think once he can find the right length here, Hassan Khan, he will trouble these two right-handed batsmen coming with that angle from around the wicket.
Reverse sweep. I think he wanted to beg for a wide there, but I saw that earlier. The wide, whether or not it's a wide, is based on his initial stance.
Bowling from wide of the crease. Nice
Mhm,
drift in and good turn away.
mhm. Served down the ground. Ramiz Raja, top end. See that? Cocked his arm as if to throw, but thought better of it at the end. 2 balls remaining here in over number 9. And again, the job keeps getting harder and harder for the Kingsmen X. And Hassan Khan will not make it any easier. Fuller, straighter, flick to square leg for a single.
And using different lengths so far, Hassan Khan. Not really finding that consistency, but thankfully, just singles being conceded. Two off the first delivery, three singles and a dot in the over. Finished strong without a boundary.
I tell you what, he gets this away nicely in the gap, down on one knee. Hassan Mohsin finds the boundary at deep square leg, so closes things out in style. Hassan Mohsin, that's his first boundary. And the end of 9 sees a score at 53 for 3.
Nice looking sweep shot. Played aerially and into the gap. There were two fielders out on the leg side, one at deep backward square and one at a widest deep mid wicket. And got it into the gap between those two for welcome runs added to the Kingsmen X's total.
Certainly getting more and more difficult. Hasib Azam will continue, and in fact, this will be his last over. He's bowled his entire spell on the trot, overs 4, 6, 8, and 10. Hassan Khan, man who bowled over number 9. And things just keep getting more and more constricted here for Kingsman X. In the air, nobody is there. My goodness, it's back. And you see that Ramiz Raja not able to sprint after that one, and it goes away for 4.
I'm just wondering the position of Ramesh Raja. He seems to have been inside the circle, but I'm not sure if he was supposed to be back because all of the fielders seem to think that there would have been a catching opportunity, but easily over his head.
That's interesting. It certainly was a top edge, and it was a full delivery. So you can make the argument that those types of deliveries, he needs to be inside the circle. But if it goes over his head, not much chance of him getting to it. Wrapped him in front. No, he bowled him. My apologies. I missed that live. Thank you with your eagle eyes, Mr. Keshav Bahadur Singh. And that is wicket number 4. Kingsmen X are going absolutely down in flames here.
Yorker length delivery from Hasib, and again with that high release point. That's exactly what you want to see. He was a bit too full on a couple occasions after he released, and that's the risk of bowling and releasing from that high point of delivery with the seam forward. You can either get it a bit too full or get it at the right Yorker length, and spot on there, Hasib getting into pitch full onto the stumps and clipping the base of that off stump. 4 down, 57 for 4 in 9.2 overs. Kingsman X reeling at this stage. It's going to be a very tough uphill climb here, Brian.
It is. And you know, great fast bowlers hunt in pairs. Great commentators also hunt in pairs. And so the commentators, our pair has been working alongside the pair of Shah Faisal and Lenia Chaibar. I don't know that we'll get a second chance to get back on the air because they seem absolutely to be collapsing here. The new batter, Shehan Jayasuriya, who's coming out at number 6. It's curious to me in and of itself. Man who's coming off of a century, left-handed power hitter, and body double for Chandrapal Hemorrhage. But he will now be replacing Shayan Jahangir Hasib Azam with 4 balls remaining in his spell. Who looking to run this down. That is one of his pet shots, that little angled bat down to deep third.
Just as you mentioned, Jayasuriya coming in at a unique position given his
Mhm.
batting capabilities. He also did not feature with the ball, and he wasn't moving around too freely in the field in terms of changing several positions. So let's hope it's not anything to do with a niggling injury or anything affecting his physical competencies. Let's hope it's just a matter of strategy.
Lovely looking strike. Gets through mid on. That's a misfield. He'll not be happy with that. Jasuria gets off the mark with a double.
You can see Jayasuriya just shaking his hand, and now he's looking at it, taking off the glove. He played that shot, and while he was running, a misfield there, not the greatest of work in the outfield,
Mhm.
but Jayasuriya can just get a look back at that after this delivery and see him grimacing in pain and shaking that bottom hand.
There he goes, running it down to deep third. As I said, one of his pet shots. So 1 ball remaining here in over number 10. Boy. So the prescription is for big hits if you're choosing to go after the victory. Maybe they're happy to simply say, you know what, we're keeping it in the family. We'll all go have a beer after this. But it does mean that things are becoming very predictable. Last ball of the over. Defended in front of the stumps. Wanted a single there, but Anwar Ali Khan is there to prevent any damage. So that is the dot that ends things. Good spell for Hasib Azam. Good spell for Keshav Bahadur Singh and Brian Walters. The next 2 voices you hear would be
10 overs gone, 60 for the loss of 4. And as you mentioned, big hitting pair. The
when you
big
want
hitting
big hits.
batsman, Shah Faisal and Lenny is going to come into the attack in the commentary booth.
Sing, right? How about your last name? Not middle and last name. Oh, Jumbo doing. It's a great shot. Jumbo. Into the last half of this playoff. Last innings, last half of the last innings of the playoff. It's been a bit subdued. The run chase. Can Lenny Achapar get in the com box and fire up the Kingsman X? Or do we need Vinod services for that? Because it's been a bit quiet lately. How was your first day here at the Atlanta Open, Lenny? Still some to go, but majority of it has been done and dusted.
Yes, Shah, yes, Shah Faisal. It's always flowing as a commentator when you've got a good game to call. This is a good game in the fact with the fact that Kingsmen has another wicket goes down and we're inching closer to going home. 62, 61 for 5.
Yeah, Hassan Mohsin, adventurous, but Hassan Khan is at another level with both bat and ball. Look at that. Just a slow teaser. Nice bit of drop on it. You can throw the ball up or right, but then to drop it on a length, that requires some skill. And Hassan Khan has exhibited that to take care of Hassan Mohsin, whose stay was pretty brief. And Kingsman X now half the side back at 61.
Yeah, Bonner comes to the middle. A long way to go, 131 to win from 58 balls. But Shah Faisal, you talk about this Kingsman team, and I know they posted 190. And the fact is, they've always been a team in habit of posting these big scores. When you look at the earlier part of the tournament, haven't the haven't the Kingsmen team posted a couple double hundreds?
Yeah, they did early part of the tournament. Like I said, the field two, which we had, slightly shorter boundaries, and we saw the scores in that region. But really, yesterday the top seeds in all three groups collided with each other, and now the playoffs. We saw a very good game in the morning. It was very, very tight. For 17 overs of the run chase, you couldn't have called which way it was going.
Yeah, we come down to a situation in which we're beginning to see the formation of that four remaining teams. Last time we were here, what we counted three for sure. We're still waiting on this one, and you're afraid to call this game. I don't know why. Oh, big rap on the not all says the umpire. Shahan Jayasuriya, we talked about the Centurion, the lone Centurion in this series so far. Got a got a big knock in one of the games, and then we talked about 11 half centuries after him. We saw one not too long ago, that off the bat of Ramiz Raja, who got 65. We saw also a big 50. I think Chandrapal Hemraj got 78 not out. Stephen Taylor got a 65. And so all the names we've called there, though Shaw Faisal has always been on the radar to get among the runs, and you're not really, you can't be too surprised when you see the long list of the half centurions.
I've told the usual suspects, as you call them. A few players missing, obviously, because of legend leagues going on. The usual players that we see in these tournaments. Come back and talk about it. After 11 is 63 for 5.
Yeah, also we have seen some personnel movements around. For example, talk about leadership. We've seen Stephen Taylor getting a chance to be at the helm of the Atlanta Fire, not without their usual captain Aaron Jones, who's been part of the Samp Army outfit this time. So a chance for the players to really recalibrate, refresh their teams that they play with, and get a chance to experience another franchise, another unit for a tournament.
Ali Yarkhan, he's been given an opportunity in this outfit. And yeah, remember Stephen Taylor, this is not the first time that he's captained Atlanta Fire. I remember back in Wisconsin in 2018, it would have been 2019. He captained Atlanta Fire in the National Cricket League. And they won that championship. Coming back for the second run, this run chase has really gone nowhere. Had no momentum, and then loss of wickets. And now Bonner and Shehan Jayasuriya, both very capable. But somehow you feel that the task is just beyond them. White ball.
And Shaw Faisal, you look at the many West Indian player, Bonner being one of the many West Indian players we've seen here from time to time. They've all come here to grace these tournaments. We've seen the likes of Rakeem Cornwall. We've seen Raymond Reefer. We've seen O'Shane Thomas.
Roshan Primus was a superstar almost 24 hours ago yesterday. Such an climatic feel at the moment. Pass your mind back to last evening, yesterday, exactly at the same time, 5:30 local time. You're watching an absolute thriller, which was heading into a super over. What a game that was. What excitement and drama it had.
What is a tournament without a super over, Shah Faisal? 124 still to win here. Kingsmen in control. But this year at the Atlanta Open, we've seen a complete domination and an influx of a lot of players out of Pakistan.
Yeah, most of the teams, and especially the ones that they've made it to the semi-final, and including whichever outfit of Kingsmen go through, as this is in the air and dropped. It's the last thing you would ever wish to see because Anwar Ali hardly ever drops a catch. That sums up the mood in the camps at the moment. Seems to be a loss of concentration. Seems like the teams are just going through the motion, and Anwar Ali, of all people, has shelled a regulation catch.
Well, it's not done for some. Bonner wants a new blade. So he still has some intent. 124 to win from 49 balls, but seen another impressive campaign for the Kingsmen. And we talked about the amount of players willing to play for this brand. You can't just bring one team in the tournament anymore.
Yeah, they got a lot of strength and depth. So that's why they have to field the two teams. And very competitive at that, too. I mean, just by a whisker, that super over, they really lost out there. And that's why they're facing each other. Otherwise, two Kingsmen opposition would be taking on different oppositions. And the way the seedings were, they ended up facing each other. That took a little bit of sting out of this game, you'd have to say. And being very honest, Southerly at the toss also said it's just their sister team, so it doesn't really matter which team won. Doesn't really matter for them. But as a professional, when you turn onto a cricket pitch, there's a lot of audience, there's a lot of viewership here, so you gotta give it your best shot. And we saw that from Ramiz Raja, who batted beautifully earlier on.
Isn't Amir Siddiqui the head coach? Yeah, he's been part of the unit, and we talked about the Kingsmen not only extending their dominance and certainly their strength in local franchise league, but look, just about a week ago, the Chicago Kingsmen won this year's minor league. So, and I say that to say because we've gone to the Unity Cup in the DC area, and that's a tournament that the Kingsmen has won. They've won a couple of times at the US Open.
12 gone, 69 for 5. No, are we mute?
Ibana and Shahan Jayasuri out in the middle. And we also got a ground crew doing some remarking, Shaw Faisal, at the end of the 12th over.
Yeah, we haven't seen that all tournament. I mean, we've had 2 games on this field every day since we've arrived here. Didn't need a mid-innings marking. Who was messing around with the lines? We didn't notice that. Who had a long enough knock? Was it Shayan Jahangir? Just, just kidding. But yeah, this is the kind of feeling. This tournament has gone on at a very good pace. This is what we were discussing earlier. The over rates have been fantastic. The games have been starting on time, where there have been instances where they've been ready before time. They had to wait for us, the broadcasters, because we have to run the pre-recorded things before the game starts. So we had to ask them, because this is how we set up our clock in terms of the starting time for the game. So the umpires have been very efficient. The ground staff, the players, it's just at this last stage, this game feels like it has a feeling of being a bit of a drag. But we'll get through and just make sure that all this is done properly, because all these players on display, they deserve this game to be played like every other game. So they're getting what they deserve, and a slight hold up will give us a chance to reflect on this year's Atlanta Open T20 Championship. Like I said, the umpires have done a fantastic job, the curators, the venue itself. There had been at times issues with the wickets being too damp early in the morning, but as at the later half of the tournament, the wickets have gotten better, the batters have come into the game. From a distance, Lenny, how did you find this event this year?
Yeah, I think first of all, I think in well the remarking still goes on. Yeah, I thought when you look at 2024, it's a second year that this tournament is played on turf. I recall prior to 2023, 20 up until 2022, it was played at the Atlanta cricket fields where it was, played on matting. So 2 years into turf, 2 years into using the facility here at the Paramveers, I think it's put the tournament on the map. And one of the things we talked about, Shaw Faisal, the influx of all these top first class and international players. You want to you want to give them a facility that they're used to playing on.
Yeah, the cricket can only go in one direction, and that is for the good of it if we start playing more and more on the turf pitches. And this is what we're getting here. Although some pitches may not be ideal for batting or for this format, but it does challenge the batters in particular in one way or the other. Dig deep, find the skills to adapt and adjust to the conditions on hand, which the successful batters in this tournament, they had to go through phases, and it would have done them a lot of good, because
Yeah, the lines are being remarked, but I'm wondering at the 12 to over 69 for 5 with a game heading for a finish here of some kind. Whose complaint was it that the lines are not visible enough?
well, we'll have to find that person, because from this square angle, though, you see
The faded lines.
the faded lines, and it needed to be done. It's just a strange that we didn't feel the need for it earlier in the tournament. But yeah, taking their time, making sure they do it properly. That's the most important thing.
Yeah, cricket continues tomorrow, 10:30 and 2:30. We get into the semi-final, and it's gonna be quite interesting tomorrow. So we're back with the cricket, and number 49. Usman Qadir has been given the ball, so he comes in here. Shaw Faisal with 123 to win, but with new markers. And here we go, 69 for 5. The leg spinner given a ball.
Yes, Usman Qadir is another of those Pakistani players that you were talking about earlier. He's recently announced his retirement from the international cricket to free him up to play these kind of franchise tournaments.
Mm.
He was very, very lucky yesterday in one of the games. Really hard smash came right back at him, burst through his hands, and hit him on the forehead. Luckily, not too much damage was done.
It's a
Leg
bigger.
spinner followed by a googly. He's got all the tricks in the trade, Lenny. Don't get me wrong.
Well, let's talk leg spin from Pakistan. Abdul Qadir, his dad, probably one of the best.
Yeah, the great man himself. And Usman is, by the way, the youngest of Abdul's sons.
Mm.
That big booming leg break, and the finger's gone up. This was a terrific delivery. Give it a real good rip. And there was a bit of drift and then turn. Got the edge. Have a look.
Yeah, big swing from Bonner. Doesn't go nowhere except into the glove of the keeper. And another wicket goes down for a smiling Shaw Faisal.
Yeah, that last bit of that appeal is reminiscent of his dad. This was his type of appeal after the initial appeal. You have a look. That initial appeal is pretty gentle, but look at now.
Mm.
That's typical of Abdul Qadir, the great man. And he gets the decision in his favor. Early success for Usman. It's now 69 for 6.
Yeah, we're talking leg spinners. We've seen out of Pakistan. We've seen Sakleh Mushtaq, not a leggy.
Mushtaq Ahmed, the wrist spinner. Saklan Mushtaq also with the variations.
With the Dusra.
Yeah, off spinner originally, but his Dusra could turn as much as a leg break.
Danish Canaria.
Yeah, Danish also played 65 test matches for Pakistan. He was at the same time, his emergence was at the same time with Imran Tahir, who never got a chance to play for Pakistan. Instead, he made his name from playing from South Africa, Imran Tahir.
Shahir Afridi.
More in white ball format, quicker through the air. He did play test cricket and has a fifer in test cricket. Shahid.
Yasir Shah. Oh, another one goes down. And Usman Qadir on top here, 69 for 7.
On a hat trick as well. Hassan Adil, who didn't bowl today, but was relishing a chance to bat up the order. Another flighted delivery. This was the googly, went the other way. To the delight of Usman Qadir. Absolutely bamboozled Hassan. And now Usman Qadir will be on a hat trick as Hassan walks out for a duck. 69 for 7.
And Shaw Faisal, you get the feeling that Usman Qadir thinks there's so much life in this game because he's on a hat trick.
Yeah, we needed that kind of exuberance and energy after the last 15 minutes, where mostly we were seeing the lines being drawn at popping trees at either end. Very welcome boost of energy from Usman, and it'll be a fantastic effort if he can get a hat trick, get him in the fielders like a test match.
So Akhtar Shah comes to the middle. On a hat trick is Usman. And here's the hat trick ball. Runs into ball to Akhtar Shah. Oh, he comes on hat trick. Hat trick for Usman Qadir. 69 for 8 for Shaw Faisal.
Yeah, he's making sure that he's making up for the lost time in the last half an hour or so. But this one was the flipper. So he's got a wicket with a leggy and a googly. And this one was the flipper, front of the arm. Hits the middle of middle stump. And Akhtar Shah, look, very ungainly. Well bowled, Usman Qadir richly deserves the hat trick.
Well, still a ball remaining. Saad bin Zafar comes to the middle. And you never know if he can take 4 in a row. We saw yesterday. We saw triple wicket maiden yesterday. Today.
That was today, Asanat, Sohail Khan. But we saw a hat trick yesterday from Harmeet.
Sohail Khan. Sohail Khan.
Lenny, you've been traveling from New York all early morning. It's been a long day for you. It's about to come to an end though, because Usman has got one delivery left and he's got a slip for Saad bin Zafar. He's asking the mid-on and mid-off fielders to come up 10-15 yards off the fence. Quietly played. Close out over number 13 is 69 for 8. Can we see all the 3 dismissals
Yeah,
in
we
one
can
go?
see them. Yeah, we can see them.
No, I don't know.
Yeah.
You talk.
You go.
You know what did the trick for Usman Qadir? The way he bowled and he took the hat trick. Guess what, Lenny? Remarking of the lines. That was magical.
So Ali Khan comes into the attack. Single to Shehan brings Saad bin Zafar. We'll take a look at the hat trick. Usman Qadir getting the wickets of Bana, Isan Adil, and Akhtar Shah in quick time. Saad bin Zafar, former Canada national captain, now that white ball captaincy has been given to Nicholas Corton.
Shouts to catch it. Just didn't carry to mid-on.
Yeah, we've seen a big knock earlier on from Ramesh Raja. We saw 25 from Hassan Khan, 25 from Saad Ali. Milind Kumar getting 24. Straight down the ground. That's a big hit from Saad bin Zafar. Got all the way. And that's gone for 6.
It hit the fence on the full. Nice strike, Saad Zafar. Cleared that front leg, but went through straight. The hitting arc was straight down the ground, just towards the long on. Mid-on was up in the ring, so easy strike. I think Saad is in the mood to have some fun. Brian Kane wants to have a look at the ball because it hit the metal fence on the full.
And Shah Faisal, we talked about some associate captains whom we have seen on the American scene. Oh, direct hits. And Brian Keane is not convinced. Always going to be a tough one.
Winnow, Winnow, we need to see one side on replay for this.
77 for 8.
Direct hit. Brian Kane has been a busy man today. He's been called into action several times. Generally spot on with his decisions.
Yeah, Brian Keane. When he umpires in the New York League, he usually wears a camera on his chest. And so he gets a chance to review how he does match after match.
Have a look. We might have a look, and we might see more advantage of these remarked lines. Not on that delivery. Shanji Suri is still in. Hard to believe. He's been so away from strike. He's only faced 10 deliveries.
Yeah, you got to be surprised that he came out. He came out at 7 to the Shah Faisal, the only centurion of the series. 14 gone and 78 for 8.
We'll have to wait and see if Usman Qadir can add to his wickets tally.
Yes, speaking of the wicket tally, Simhadri is up there with about, I think, 9 or 10 wickets.
That's the hat trick. First delivery, beautifully flighted delivery. Classic leg spinner's dismissal. Bonner was going for the big hit. Got the edge. Usman is ready live as well. That was the second delivery and second wicket. In the meantime, the first delivery was got live, and this is the hat-trick ball. Front of the arm flipper, skidded through straight onto the stumps. Good work from our production crew. This one kept low, very low. Was close.
I want to think that Shehan Jayasuriya has now gone up to 200 in the series. Came into this match with 194, so he's gone up to 6. In fact, he's past 6, so that's 200 for him. And Simhadri, oh, that's a lovely inside out. Oh, well caught by the umpire, but it's gone for 6. And that's a lovely catch from the umpire.
Wow, what a catch. He's wide awake. I'm pretty sure if this hit had come in this direction, none of us was going to catch that.
Might have been Owen Brown.
Looked like him.
Oh my goodness. We won't stop hearing.
Well, good luck, Lenny. You're at the same hotel as him, and he will tell you that story.
79 for 8. Now we talked about the players at the top of the heap. Simhadri is up there. I think he's 9 or 10 wickets. And there's also 2 other players at the in the 9-wicket mark. Kadir continues.
Skidded along, kept low. Southerly, the makeshift wicket keeper. It was an earlier attempt of a run out. Got the edge, the appeal, and the fingers gone up. This is the fourth wicket for Usman Qadir. And the ninth wicket has fallen for the Kingsmen X. They're really reeling and with literally no hope of making a comeback. 9 down for 85.
Spell. That was more using short bursts. This may be the shortest burst that one of ever been used in because the next wicket of any flavor ends this game. This is going to be Ali Khan to continue. Let's this one go for yet another wide. Your thoughts as we go toward the back end of this innings that can end with the next wicket.
Well, it's an unfortunate ending to this game for the Kingsmen X. You have seen a flurry of wickets, including that wonderful hat trick. I think that's the third hat trick we're up to in this tournament. Fourth. Inside edge down to the fielder, short fine leg. At this stage, they're just looking to have a knock in the middle as much as they can. The target seems very improbable. Required a run rate of 21.72. And just one wicket left in the hut. Again, trying to keep with that line just within the wide line outside the off stump.
Shehan Jayasuriya, for what it's worth, is on 14 from 16. Shy at the non-strikers end. Saad bin Zafar, 1 from 1. And I think that the result essentially is predetermined. I don't mean that they knew that going in. I mean, there's no way that you're going to, the last player is not going to score 22 runs and over. Oh, scoop shot that might clear Anwar Ali Khan, and in fact, he's just jogging after it to add to the practice feel of the last several overs.
Well, with a shot like that, Brian, you never know what can happen. What if Shehan Jayasuriya decides to take a bit of a challenge for himself and see how quickly he can score? Let's make a game of it at the end.
How do I put this? He's an attacking player, has shots 360 degrees. I'm wondering why he came in where he did.
Well, we were both wondering why he didn't bowl initially, and then also coming into bat at a lower position than usual. We did see after the first delivery he played, he was shaking his bottom hand as if he had some pain or damage on his finger.
Hmm. Lovely strike, wide of long off. It's going to be a couple. I believe that's Ramesh Raja down there. No, that's a different fielder. That's Mohamed Ilyas down on the boundary. A couple more runs. Outcome essentially has been predetermined, but we're going through the motions here on day number 4 of the Atlanta Open 2024. That ball closes things out. 10 runs come from the over, 95 runs on the board. For what it's worth, they have not yet gotten to the halfway point in terms of runs needed. 97 needed in the next 24 balls.
So just to see in a potential scenario, if you were a batsman out there at the crease, what would you do at this stage?
If I were Shehan Jaisurya, throw the kitchen sink at everything. If I am Saad bin Zafar, I've played international cricket for a while. I'm not necessarily trying to accomplish anything. Depends. Am I short on match practice? If I am, then batting practice the rest of the way. Jaisurya may want to see if he can, do some damage on his way out the door, so to speak. Oh, look at that. Runs it off the face of the bat straight to Hassan Khan. It slipped. That is victory for the Kingsmen. The Kingsmen X collapse in a heap. Kingsmen win by 96 runs.
Look at that delivery again. I was just wondering if Jayasuriya would be relishing the opportunity of playing to the right hand leg spinner ball to into him. And this delivery just kidded off the surface. Ooh, googly at that.
That was the googly. That's a
And
good catch.
a good catch as well. So all in all, it's a good wicket to end the run chase by Kingsman X. Kingsmen have won by 96 runs. And just take a look at the bowling figures. Pick up the bowlers. Usman Kadir, 5 wickets, 6 runs, 2.1 overs,
Insane.
one maiden.
Insane.
You would dream of those figures any day.
He bowled 13 balls, and with those 13 balls, he took 5 wickets.
Amazing feat. With a hat
Absolutely,
trick in that
with
as
a
well.
hat trick thrown in. So, for what it's worth, if we want to look at the batting card, wait for sorry reading if you are a Kingsman X fan, or if you're Kingsman, yeah, Kingsman X Shahan Jahangir, 18 from 23. Osama Bal, 16 from 17. Shanja Syria, 19 from 19. That was the last wicket that you saw. Other than that, single digits the rest of the way. So you and I highlighted the number of extras earlier. Frankly, that made no difference in the context of this game because it was only one team that was going to win this. Well, you know, playoffs continue. I'll leave it to people smarter than me to tell you who's playing tomorrow. But there's one game tomorrow and one game tomorrow morning at 10:30 local time. That's Eastern Standard Time. 2:30 tomorrow afternoon. I will say this: the two winners from today, the Kingsmen, and this morning was
This morning was the Knight Riders United,
the Knight Riders United.
victorious over Samp Army.
Got it. So the Knight Riders United and the Kingsmen will be playing against, respectively, the Atlanta Fire and Clarion Eagles tomorrow. Exactly how those matchups go, I'm not able to say at this moment, but let's just say you're on for two huge matches. Tomorrow is Saturday. So if you are within the Rydell, Georgia area, about 250 miles north of Atlanta, come on out, watch some cricket tomorrow for the semifinals, and then a tremendous final awaits us on Sunday for the winner of each of the two games, or where the winner of each of those two games tomorrow will meet in the final. Keshav Bahadur Singh, any last words before any last words? I'm not about to execute. Any, any words for this broadcast before we go for some
Got
in.
my hands skipped for a second there, Brian. It's nothing much to add to that. Uh, excellent wrap up there, but essentially a very enjoyable day of cricket. And we saw some ups and downs from both teams, but all in all, the better team won in both affairs. And it certainly makes up for some exciting encounters tomorrow. So we're looking forward to those games as we see more than likely, I believe the Kingsmen would play against the Atlanta Fire. And I believe that the Knight Riders United are going to be playing against the Carolina Eagles.
Well, Keshav Bahadur Singh, you are an attorney, and as such, you're accustomed to filibustering. In other words, talking until you're told to not talk anymore. I've been advised that we're going to be talking to the player of the match sometime soon. We will get the cue. We'll get the cue as soon as
Welcome to the
we
post-match presentation. It
for the
was the
player of the match.
Kingsmen versus the Kingsmen X, and we have our fourth semifinalist, which is Kingsmen, who have beaten Kingsmen X by 96 runs. Join with me, who will be presenting the award. I have Lenny Archibald, a lovely commentator who's been doing a fine job. First day at the job today. I would like to call our man of the match, Usman Gadir. First, we'll get the award sorted. Talk about a bowling performance. I mean, especially when you bowled your over when you got the hat trick, no runs given as well. Let's start from there.
Yeah, well, I think I was just waiting for my bowling, and I think today I was thinking that the captain is not gonna give me the ball, so I was very relaxed. And suddenly he called me and he said, "Okay, come and bowl." So I just doing my basics things, and Allah Pak give me remorse.
I mean, ending your bowling spell, 2.1 overs that you bowled, 5 wickets just for 6 runs, and that hat trick that you had was maiden over as well. So I think a pretty good job with the ball.
Yeah, I think so. I never take hat trick like all over my international career and other stuff as well. But I think today took a hat trick, and nobody was there to cheering me up. So I think it's pretty good. I took a hat trick, and I'm very happy for that.
Now, after getting Ehsan out, were you on the mind? Did you know, it was a hat trick ball, and were you thinking about it?
Yeah, no, I was not thinking about it, but I know that I have a hat trick ball. So I just ball my basic ball, and batsman make a mistake and get the wicket.
Okay, now going into the semifinals, you'll be playing the morning game. What are the thoughts? I mean, Kingsmen have been winning almost every trophy so far. Do you think you guys can get them to another final?
Finger crossed. I think morning games always have some difficulties because of the dew, and I think we have a very good strength and where we have a good team and we have a very good combination. So I think we're gonna play very good cricket tomorrow, and hopefully we won the semi-final as well.
And what do you think the preparations might be? It's up against Atlanta Fire, who have also dominated throughout the tournament.
Yeah, I think so. I already told you that we have a very good side and we have a very gel side as well. So I think we will compete very nicely tomorrow, inshallah.
Congratulations on your performance and all the best.
Thank you.
So tomorrow we have two semifinals. The morning it'll be Atlanta Fire versus the Kingsmen, and the second one is the Clarion County Eagles versus the Knight Riders. We'll see you back tomorrow.